To be fair, I
Hold
don't.
hold on. I think my stream disconnected.
Oh no, your stream disconnected.
Yeah, I'm trying
Oh
to
no,
because it
no
showed.
sound from Joe.
Hmm.
You're coming through on my end.
Okay, I reconnected and disconnected because it showed up in the bottom. I was dropping frames,
Uh huh.
and I was disconnecting and reconnecting.
I can see you now. Let me see if I can
Yeah,
hear you.
let me.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
I
you
can
on
hear
your
me
stream.
now. That
Wait,
was very weird.
that's bizarre.
Hmm.
But David Bowie, that's fair. There's David Bowie in one movie on here. Because David Bowie is in The Prestige, and that's fair.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Um,
Continue, please.
no, you're fine. So Inception. I guess what I'm getting at is that I really like a lot of his movies. Even some of the like really polarizing ones. Like I know Interstellar is super fucking polarizing. I really like Interstellar. Like people might think that it's too sentimental or something, but can you resist Matthew McConaughey's Smolder? um, but Inception, I feel like I guess the simplest way to put it is that Inception is like his most playful movie, and there are so many ways of interpreting it. Like it doesn't have to just because it's a movie about dreams, and because dreams are inherently all about how you interpret them
Oh
in a
wait,
lot of ways.
Interstellar was one of his movies.
Yeah.
Oh, then I saw that. I saw Interstellar.
Okay. What did you think of Interstellar?
It was a good space movie.
Yeah. It make you cry?
It made me cheer up. It didn't make me cry.
Oh, it made me fucking cry like a fucking baby.
But we talked
Jesus.
about this. It doesn't take you much, though.
No, it doesn't. Matthew McConaughey looking upset. I'm just like, oh man, I wish Matthew McConaughey were happy. um, but so like there are a lot of different ways I feel like that you can interpret what's going on in Inception. Like I've seen way back when it came out, there was this take that like it's a movie about making movies because like each of the people that's involved in the operation represents a different role. Like um I don't it's been a while. I don't remember the characters' names off the top of my head, but like Leonardo DiCaprio is the director and like Elliot Page is the writer, and like each of them has a different role that's analogous to a, a movie crew essentially.
Mm.
So like there's a lot of different ways to interpret it, and I feel like the ending in Inception is a lot more open-ended than most of his movies. And visually, I think it's probably one of the ones that like that resonates with me the most. Like the other one that would probably fall into that would be Interstellar.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I don't just Inception. I watched it like 2 or 3 times in the theater when it came out, and I think it's the last movie that I really did that with. This was all the way back in like 2010, I think, when it came out, and yeah, it really stuck with me, and it has stuck with me since then. It's real good. It's real good. There's a Friday the 13th in October this year. Holy shit, that's a momentous occasion. We have to do something special for that.
We will exist.
Joe, cursed stream. Let's
Wait a
go.
minute. Oh, I'll be in Virginia Beach then.
Oh
Ooh.
shit, yeah. Cursed Virginia Beach stream.
Don't tempt me. I'll pay
Um,
$10 to stay in some shoddy hotel room.
because you know it's gonna be cursed.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's go.
Get all the bed bugs for stream. So what's this album cover?
Album cover.
Beside Inception.
Okay, so that one actually was on my favorite albums list. Also, the soundtrack for this. This one is all about Lily Shoo Shoo. Yeah.
Oh,
So, have
okay.
you ever seen or heard of this?
No.
Okay, so all about Lily Shoo Shoo. It's from I think 2001. I'm confident it's 2001 because some of the stuff that takes place in it. Um, it's by Shunji Iwai, who's like one of my he's probably one of my favorite directors. And the cinematographer that he was working with at that time was like he's real fucking good. He made the movies that they worked on together are really fucking pretty. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about All About Lily Shushu is it was shot completely on digital camera, which he they I should say were like way ahead of the curve in that regard. And for good reason, because like people really shit, even now, really shit on movies that were shot digitally that
Mm-hmm.
long ago. But the thing is, right? We're talking about like a whole ass professional director who's like movies get wide distribution in Japan, and he's like, I'm gonna film this. Oh, thank you, Baffled Rang. Thank you for the follow. We're talking about a director of that like level at that point being like, we're gonna film this movie completely digitally. And I don't know if this was the intent, but the effect that it has is it makes you feel like it's like real
Mm-hmm.
because the quality is such shit, but the framing and the blocking of everything is done like a movie shot on film. So it's like it looks like one of the prettiest movies you've ever seen, but like it's in 480p essentially, if that makes sense. And like the colors are all fucked up because they're digital, they're not on film. Like it's a whole thing, but the way that it affects your brain, it's like, oh, the events in this movie are like actually happening essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. But in a way that I don't think I've seen a whole lot of other movies like achieve that effect. So the movie is about this group of teenagers who are all obsessed with this musician, Lily Shushu, who, like I said in that other tier list, Saul Yu did an entire album of music as Lily Shushu, and like there's a couple parts in the movie where they show music videos from her and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
so like she shows up in that capacity, and it's about it. It's basically it's a coming of age story that deals with or that uses her music as like a nexus for how all of these teenagers are connected.
Mm-hmm.
um but it's not a happy coming of age story even a little bit. It's a really fucking rough movie. uh like some of the shit that the kids go through and the fact that there are almost no adults in the entire movie, I think really speaks to what he was trying to say about like um people who are I think the kids they were probably born in like the early to mid 80s because they're like in their late teens in like 2000.
Mm-hmm.
So kids of that generation who are like a little bit older than you and I, like just speaking to the just a lot of the bullshit that they were going through with like growing up with the internet, all the economic hardship that Japan was going through in the 90s and onward, um and like fucking definitely mental illness. Like
Mm-hmm.
the reason that this appears on this list over any of his other movies is because most of the other ones that I've seen, I've watched multiple times. I watched this movie one time in 2016, and I still think about this movie like weekly. Like this shit fucking sticks with you for better or worse, and that's why I picked this one. It's a movie I like simultaneously want to recommend to everybody and recommend to nobody. It's like,
Watch this, but please don't.
yeah, it's like obviously not dealing with the magnitude of like children living through World War II, but it's the same level of like you want to tell everybody that Grave of the Fireflies is like a beautiful movie, but like you do not recommend that people watch it.
Yeah.
It's that same feeling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's that one. I both recommend and don't recommend it. It Follows. Have you seen It Follows? Because you said you recognize this one, right?
This I'm just remembering if this might be. Is this the one that it's like every time like it's a sex transmitted like curse essentially? So like every
Yes.
time you sleep with someone, it passes on, which delays it for you. Um,
Yes. Yes.
and
And then if it kills
basically,
that person, it comes back for you.
yeah, yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen
Have you
this.
seen this?
I'm making sure
Okay.
this was that movie. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Okay. So this one, like, I really like the premise. You know, like I'm not I can be kind of picky with the horror movies that I like, but that's because horror is like one of my favorite genres. But a lot of horror I don't like, if that makes sense. Like I
Hmm.
really like horror that I like, and horror that I don't like, I could just like I don't need it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that's the ones on here are like some of my favorites essentially. Um so it follows. I like the premise. I like that idea that it's like not just that it's a curse that like people are giving to one another for the sake of their own survival, and like what you could read into that metaphorically,
Hmm.
um and not just the visual of like there are so many scenes in this movie where you're like looking at the crowd of people like trying to figure out where it is, and like you know, like what person might be the thing that's coming to try and kill them. Honestly, a large part of this one is it's the fucking aesthetic of this movie.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking it's crazy, but because for a lot of this movie, it looks like it's just like a normal ass like, oh yeah, this is like late 2010s Detroit or whatever.
Hmm.
But there's some shit in this movie that's like, when or where the fuck does this movie take place? Because it's very like this takes place in Detroit, right? But it's like, is this a parallel reality? Is this in the future? Is this a different time? Because like a lot of the architecture and like the houses and stuff, it it looks like when it was filmed, but then like their televisions are black and white, and like they have these little Palm Pilot things that are like future cell phones, and it's so otherworldly, I guess would be the best way to describe it, that just
Hmm.
the aesthetic alone is like, oh, it's good. Yeah, exactly. The time setting is extremely disorienting, and I think that's part of what I like so much about it. It's because it's like,
You can't figure out if this is like actually happening or if this is like some alternate universe or
yeah.
yeah.
So like even on a deeper level of even if you think the idea of like a sexually transmitted curse is like silly, the way that the movie looks like gets to you. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, it follows fucking great, but it's also very polarizing.
And
I
I
know a lot
like
of
it.
people don't like it, and I like it. Are you familiar with Bad Ben?
No, I have not. So before you go into it, what this reminded me of, this picture you have,
Yeah.
I saw a movie in theaters. I don't remember the name of it, but it follows this guy who just divorced his wife and he has his two daughters. They move into this house. They find this box up into this attic. Found out it's
Mhm.
like some Jewish curse box, and I say this because it relates a lot to the Jewish cult, like religion. That like if
Yeah.
you undo this box, you undo the devil inside of it, that kind of thing.
You talking
Well,
about a Divic box?
yes,
Okay.
I forget what movie it is, but it follows like this dad trying to save his daughter from this curse,
Mm-hmm.
and like everyone who touches the divot box dies.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember, but that's what that image reminded me of, because
That
there is an image in the movie like from the front that looks very similar to this.
yeah. That sounds familiar, but I can't place it. Like I'm not sure what that one's called. And I don't know if I've even seen it, but that sounds familiar. Like a recent horror movie based around a Divic box.
Well, it late or early 2010s,
Yeah, well,
around
yeah,
that time.
I'm 87 years old, so when I
Yeah,
say
I
recent, I
forget. I'm
mean
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, 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 you're fine. You're fine. I'm joking. I'm actually 88. Okay, so Bad Ben is fucking great. Bad Ben are a series actually. Kind of like Mamma Mia. I put the one here because The first one is probably, in terms of standing on its own and like
Hmm.
introducing people to it, the first one's like the best, the most solid. As the series goes on, it's like they vary in quality. I think they're all good, all the ones that I've seen at least. I think I've seen the first 7 or 8. Um,
How long are these movies?
they're like an hour and a half, 2 hours,
Good lord.
and I think he's on either the 12th or the 13th one now.
Jesus.
So that's part of the thing, right? Okay, so there's this guy. His government name is Nigel Bach, and in the films, because he's in all of them. There's one that I don't think he shows up until like the end, but he is in all of them.
Hmm.
But yeah, Nigel Bach plays Tom Riley, who the first one in the first film, he buys the house pictured here at a sheriff's auction. And he's like, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to flip it. It's going to be great. I'm going to make so much money. Turns out the house is haunted as shit. Um, like Fast and the Furious just started the 5th one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. And yes, Nigel Bach is extremely prolific. Actually, when did the first one come out? 2016. So in like 7 years, he's made like 12 or 13 movies. So the house is like super fucking haunted. But the I guess gimmick, so to speak, of the first movie in particular is that he's the only actor, and it's filmed. It's a found footage thing. So like sometimes he'll film on his phone, sometimes it's like in his dash cam. The majority of it is like internal security cameras throughout the house.
Mhm.
And some of the special effects throughout the series, they can be hokey, but holy fuck, these movies are so charming. It's great. It's like every movie introduces a new like spirit or entity that somehow has ended up in this house. I think by like the 5th or the 6th one, he tries to do like a soft reset, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna finally cleanse all of them. And there's like 9 fucking entities living in the house at that point.
Jesus
And
Christ.
it's so okay. The reason though, the glue, the reason this all works, because these are effectively shot on like no budget. I'm not entirely convinced they're not a tax scheme to let him continue writing off his mortgage if he makes a film every 6 months. But the thing that ties it all together is the character of Tom Riley, because he is the antithesis of a found footage character. He takes no bullshit, and he's just constantly like, you get the fuck out of my house. Like, I'm not dealing with this bullshit anymore. Like, he is a fucking gem, and I love him.
This sounds
And
more of a comedy than a horror movie.
they're definitely like horror comedies, which I would say horror comedy is like the best in my opinion.
Mhm.
Like that is my favorite genre, because it is so difficult to do those. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And because in my opinion, if it's as a little aside, I think horror and comedy are a lot closer mechanically than people like give them credit for, and I think that's why they work so well.
Mhm.
Because there are parts throughout the series that will genuinely get you, and it's also funny as fuck. Oh man, they're so good, they're so fun.
So, Twice just said the first film was made for $300, and he has made at least $110,000 through streaming revenue.
There you go. I mean, yeah,
I think you might be onto something about tax write-off.
I mean, but also if you follow him on Instagram, he constantly, because he's making a movie like every 6 or 7 months,
Mhm.
You're able to, if you want, like buy bit parts in movies, or like be able to contribute to movies somehow, because like what was the I'm trying to remember. It wasn't the Alien one, because the one that he's working on now I think is an Alien one, but there was a previous one where it was like essentially it was like a Kickstarter, but not through Kickstarter. It was just like through the his website,
Hmm.
and it was like, if you contribute this much to the production of the movie, then you get to be like a background actor in one part of it, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
So I think that's where a lot of the funding comes from too. um Also notably, there was a game made in 2021, I think, where you play as him. um
What?
Walking around. That's how we found out about it, because the Game Grumps played it, and Dumpy is a huge fucking fan of Game Grumps.
I'm a fan
um
of them, but I never heard of this. Hold on, let me
Let me
switch my
see,
main
here it
screen real
is. I'll
quick.
post the link. If I can, I post links?
Yeah, you should be
You
able to
can.
post links. You're a mod.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game is amazing. And then we were like, wait a minute, these things are movies? We gotta fucking watch these. And that's how it started.
Featuring yet another haunted house, fetch quests, zero jump scare. Oh my god, a ghost, haha, got you. Limitless swears, unlockable content, not DLC unless it does well, then who knows. Voices by Nigel Botch, a genuine blend of comedy and scare, that vintage corpse pile smell.
Also, that game, because Tom Riley swears so much, that game has a dedicated swear button.
Really?
It's great. It's great. Yeah.
A potential
So
future stream.
Bad Ben is fantastic. The movies used to be streaming for free, but he, as far as I know, he purchased the streaming rights back from Tube. I think they were on Tubi, or they might have been on Roku.
Hmm.
So now you have to pay for them, but they are well fucking worth it. They're great. Highly recommend them. Tokyo Godfathers. You said you have not seen this.
No, I want you to convince me to watch this tonight.
Okay. Here you go, motherfucker. Die Hard's your favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to your second favorite Christmas movie.
Oh shit.
Boom. There you go. Tokyo Godfathers is about three homeless people in Tokyo who find a baby on Christmas Eve, and they're the three wise men essentially, and they gotta find the baby's parents, and that's the whole fucking movie. And they wander around trying to find the baby's parents, and a bunch of shenanigans happen, and it's really happy and really sad, and it's a great movie, and you should go watch it. It's I know that's a super fucking surface level summary, but it's so episodic, the action in this movie,
Mhm.
that if I were to tell you about specific episodes, it would just be like,
It would tell the whole
I'd
movie.
be being that guy at the party who's like, hey, you've never seen this movie before? All right, I'm going to describe the entire plot summary to you. Because it just goes on and on and on. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? There's not an easy way to like summarize it without spoiling a shitload. Yeah, Ace says it's one of my favorite Christmas movies. Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh, it's so good. It's from Stretch. Oh, twice redeemed Stretch. We got a Stretch.
I was already mid stretch when he.
How dare. It's directed by Satoshi Kon, who we talked about this last time when we
Yeah.
were doing the anime. The Dumpy. Twice. How could you? The Dumpy crushed the stream, Joe.
Ah, beautiful. That's what it's there for.
As we talked about with the anime, no, you're fine, Twice. As we were talking about with the anime, he did Perfect Blue, Millennium Actress, Tokyo Godfathers, Paprika, and the
Mhm.
anime Paranoia Agent. And I have a really hard time picking my favorite among his movies, but this one might be it. Cause like Millennium Actress, have you seen that one?
No.
Millennium Actress is his movie that I think like every artsy director is obligated to make, that it's a movie about making movies.
Mhm.
Which I guess arguably Paprika kind of is too, because I know it's probably sacrilege that I put Inception on here and not Paprika, when Inception lifted a lot from Paprika, and Paprika came out earlier, and but Tokyo Godfathers might be his best standalone project. Maybe it's his most grounded. It's the least whacked out there and surreal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that makes sense. Because
No, it does. It does.
I think all of the others, including Millennium Actress, because Millennium Actress centers around these guys doing an interview with a former actress who was like working in the like golden age of Japanese cinema,
Mm.
but she may or may not be having memory problems. So like a lot of the movie is the interviewers and her like being a part of scenes from the movies that she acted in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So visually it's very, very surreal. Tokyo Godfathers is it's his most grounded in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one's great. Watch it if you haven't, especially as a Christmas movie. Last I checked, this one was free on Sony's streaming service, Crackle.
That Bad Ben movie and game sounds very interesting. We'll take a look into that. But since this is your favorite Christmas movie around Christmas time, actually, let me look. I can see if I'm
one of my favorites. There's actually another Christmas movie on this list.
Is it Tangerine?
There's two. There's
I know.
This is horror movies, and a third is Christmas movies. I just realized.
Because I was joking with you, Mr. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. I've seen that. It's good. I have seen it.
It's fantastic.
But before I'm gonna make a public declaration real quick. Hold
Okay.
on. I just need to check my calendar real quick.
What is this? Are you posting something on Twitter? Or
work off work.
Oh no.
Off work. Off work. Off. Christmas Eve, I will stream.
Oh.
And we will watch Christmas movies.
Oh shit.
And Tokyo Godfather will be one of those movies.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh, Joe's definitely gonna cry on stream now, y'all. Tokyo Godfathers will make you cry.
We will watch 3 movies: Die Hard, this, and then something else.
Work off. Off.
Look, it's how I go through my schedule. I can literally tell you if I'm working from a year from now. Like, it's just my schedule is that consistent.
Oh, I thought you meant you had like a superpower of
I can just know.
Become unemployed.
Yeah. 5 years. Max.
A year from now, you will not be working. All right, Joe. I gotta have a hard target with you right now.
Oh no.
Have you seen The Tale of Princess Kaguya?
I have not.
Have you seen any of Isao Takahata's movies? The other guy that's not Miyazaki from Studio Ghibli.
Maybe. Give me some titles.
Grave of the Fireflies.
Yes.
Only Yesterday.
No.
Pompoko.
Yes.
My Neighbors the Yamadas.
Yes.
And The Tale of Princess Kaguya. That's it.
That's a no. Just kidding. Okay. No, I haven't.
It's Reasonable's throwing shade in my chat.
Yeah, I know. It's an anime movie. Look, I'm sorry. I'm open to anime movies. That's obvious. It's just I don't know a bunch. No one recommends any. They recommend me series. So I watch series.
Wait. Ace is Single All the Single All the Way is that one. Single All the Way is great. What's the Kristen Stewart one? Christmas. Happiest Season. All right, we're replacing the rest of these with Christmas movies.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Fire. Oh yeah, Fire. I almost considered putting Fire Island on here, but we've only watched it the one time. I don't know if watching it again it would give me the same amount of
Feel
joy.
Probably. Also, I will say, if you want anime movies, recommend them on the Throne, and I'll throw them up there. Because Throne's also my shopping list, as a reminder. That people could buy me stuff, but it's a reminder. So if you wanted me to watch anime movies that I have not talked about or seen, throw it on the Throne. Recommend it. Fill up that wish list. Fill up that recommended wish list. We'll go from there.
Oh, shit. I punched my microphone. I'm sorry.
Do I have a command?
Do you have a command?
Yeah, I have a command.
Oh, I don't have access to it. Oops.
Should be just...
Hee.
Why is it not... Is it Gift?
Rude. Maybe you got locked out of, or
Yeah, it's Gift.
Locked out.
It's
Logged out
Gift.
of. It's Gift. Okay.
I was like, I know I have a command.
Oh yeah. Joe, we Ace and I can definitely recommend some anime movies.
Well, put them on that list and feel free to buy them if you want, but I'll get around to buying them eventually. Because anime movies tend to be cheap.
Pokemon 2000.
Oh, great movies. Great movies.
Pokemon, what was the third one called? Did it not have a snappy title?
No, the Pokemon 2000 was the third one. No, Pokemon, no, yeah, it was like Pokemon 3. It was the Entei movie.
Yeah. Okay, so The Tale of Princess Kaguya.
One Piece Red. Oh, really? Oh, man, I haven't seen that movie. Oh, jeez.
Spell of the Unknown, that's right. It was just Pokemon 3. You, mama. Do I need to watch Pokemon 1 through 1999 to understand 2000? Yes, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I'm sorry twice. This is a film which famously took Issa Takahata like 10 plus years to make.
Okay, so I have heard about it. I have not watched it.
Okay, I got you. It's based on an old ass Japanese legend, because I don't know what the technical difference is, but I'm gonna call it a legend. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Called The Bamboo Cutter's Daughter, where this old couple is like, oh, we want a baby, and then they're like, oh, but we can't have a baby, and then the husband cuts down a stalk of bamboo, and it's like, oh, there's a baby, and then they have a baby.
So that's how babies are born.
Nothing bad at all happens in the entire thing, and it's fun, and everybody loves it. It's great.
Okay, I feel like that's a lie, but go on.
So the reason this one is on here is that visually, yeah, it's quite different in style in a good way. This movie I have not looked into the production of the movie, like the techniques that were used, but this movie looks like a fucking painting, like a moving painting. It's beautiful. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. So like his first 3 movies for Studio Ghibli were pretty, I don't want to say like standard, because like obviously there's this like late 90s post 2000 idea of like what anime quote unquote looks like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's a style, like a recognizable style, right?
Big eyes, like yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying.
So his fourth one, My Neighbors the Yamadas, I think that came out in like 1999, and this came out in 2013. And My Neighbors the Yamadas was already very, very visually distinct. It looked like a I think it was actually based on a 4-panel like newspaper strip, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like a newspaper cartoon. You know what I mean? It does not look like the quote unquote like anime style.
Yeah.
The Tale of Princess Kaguya looks like it is a goddamn moving painting from like 1200, and it is incredible. And that's really all there is to say about it, because like it's a fairly simple story. It's a story that, like, if you know the story of it, like, I mean that is a story. They want a kid, they find a kid in a bamboo shoot, and then they raise the kid,
mm-hmm.
and then shenanigans happen. And I promise you, happily ever after. I'm in no way glossing over anything bad that happens.
Okay. Well, I mean, from what Twice said, I've only seen clips, and it looks every bit, and it looks every bit like a masterpiece. Oh yeah. Also, apparently, we can grow kids out of the ground, according to Cabbage Patch Kids. So is that how babies are born? Like,
yeah. The stork picks them up from the Cabbage Patch. You know,
mm-hmm.
You know how it is.
Okay. Just making sure.
So really, like, here's the problem. Here's the problem that I run into talking about this, is that like I am not a visual artist, so I don't have the language to break down why this movie is as effective as it is. All that I'm really capable of saying with the language that I have is this movie is fucking beautiful, and you should watch it if you haven't. And I like it. I thought babies were shaved Furbies. Wait,
Yeah, I was trying to
is that
respond to this. I had the perfect emote and I can't find it.
where babies come from?
Yeah, that's there you
Okay.
go. That
Oh
was
no.
my I couldn't find it. It's the only one I have like that. It's perfect.
I'm gonna move on before I start crying thinking about this movie, and we're gonna leave it at that. Tangerine. Have you seen Tangerine,
No,
Jesse?
I have no idea what this is. I've never seen
All
it
right.
before.
Welcome to, depending on your opinions of Tokyo Godfathers, your second or third favorite Christmas movie.
Mm.
Okay, Tangerine takes place, I think it's over the course of a single day and like night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, it's in shit. I don't know the distinction. It's either LA or Hollywood. It's in that.
It's in that
It's in that
area.
metropolitan area. It's a pair of like prostitutes who are really good friends. It's just kind of about the day in their life on Christmas Eve and Christmas,
Mm.
and all the people that they like intersect with. Um, I'm trying to think how to describe this like appropriately, because this, okay, so we're Tokyo Godfathers is like really episodic in that like they're running into these people like, hey, like, are you this person's parent, or do you know who this baby might belong to, that sort of thing. Tangerine has a more cohesive cast of people that like come in and out of the movie, and like I'm kind of at a loss for words for this one. This is okay. Let's go to the visual aspect, because obviously there's a visual aspect for most of these movies that really fucking gets me.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the opposite of All About Lily Shoo Shoo, where All About Lily Shoo Shoo was shot on a digital camera in like 2001 and kind of looks like shit, but it's really effective for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Tangerine was shot entirely on a couple of iPhones with like good lenses attached to them, and it looks fucking incredible. Like, that's like part of the like lore or like mythos around this movie, is that, oh, it was all shot on iPhone, like literally. But it's very, very pretty,
Mm-hmm.
like, and when that is pointed out to you and you watch it, it's like, oh shit, like they went off, like they that's honestly incredible that this was filmed on like a couple of iPhones, you know?
Yeah.
And we're talking, this came out in 2015, so it was probably filmed in 2014. So we're not talking about like iPhone 13 XLR big dick energy or whatever the fuck. Like, we're talking about 10-year-old iPhones at this point, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so there's a pair of prostitutes. There's a frequent client of one of them whose wife is becoming suspicious of what he's doing, because he's a taxi driver. And she's becoming suspicious of like what he's doing during the day when he's not running his taxi. There's the one of them. There's her pimp slash boyfriend. There's his other girlfriend who has like a rivalry sort of thing. There's a lot fucking going on in this movie. And generally speaking, movies like that kind of end up coming off to me as sort of like misery porn, which I'm really not interested in.
Mm-hmm.
But this is actually like a surprisingly positive, hopeful movie for the amount of bad shit that happens in it, because it's a Christmas movie.
As long as it's Christmas movie, that's what matters.
Exactly.
And
No, I highly recommend. I highly recommend this one. I recommend this to everybody, to the point that like, Ace is always like, oh yep, PD's about to bring up Tangerine. Like, I consistently bring this one up. It's great. It's great. If anybody in chat hasn't seen it or hasn't heard of it, check it out. It's fucking great. Um, have you seen Nope?
I've seen bits and pieces, but I know of Nope.
Okay. I was really, really not sure whether to put Jordan Peele's previous movie, Us, or to put Nope. I don't know long term if this will stick here,
Hmm.
but we watched this like 5 or 6 months ago.
So kind of recency bias.
It's recency bias. The rest of these, yeah, this is the newest one. This is the one that I've seen the most recently. And we watched Nope, and then we realized that we hadn't seen Us yet. So the next night we watched Us,
Hmm.
and I think this is the one that's sticking with me more. Twice says the right answer was Nope. I'm curious, Twice. Why do you say that? What's um yeah, I was. Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. Let me level with you here. I ended up putting the Black Parade as my favorite album over their other albums, over My Chemical Romance's other albums, because it was really difficult to pick, and I ended up being like, okay, this is the one that's like they've had the most time to like hone their craft, and this is the most cohesive single thing.
Hmm.
Us has, yes, I agree, Ace. Us has some fucking amazing visuals. I think thematically, Nope has stuck with me harder. Because like Nope is one of those situations where what the movie purports to be through advertising and then what it actually is kind of a fucking lie, but like in a good way. So I don't want to spoil this movie for anybody. But okay, in as least spoilery of a way as possible.
Go on.
Let's put it this way. Because I do highly recommend if you're interested in horror movies or just like fucking weird ass movies, Nope is great and you should watch it. Nope does what a lot of good like science fiction and horror historically has done, and it uses what it's doing either literally or metaphorically or both, honestly, as a means to talk about like societal and systemic issues. And specifically here, it's talking about how minority groups are treated in the entertainment industry under the guise of it being an alien movie. And it's fucking great. Us still has me more on the verge of like, huh? Yeah, okay, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? If you're interested in that type of social commentary, you like horror, and okay, weird curveball, but honestly, watch it and tell me that I'm off base on this. If you like westerns, you will fucking love Nope. Like oh man, and I'm not a fan of westerns, but like this movie is so much like textually and subtextually, this movie is so much about the film industry. It's not necessarily about making movies the way that like Millennium Actress is, or like Inception could be interpreted to be. Nope is about the industry itself. And it as a result, it kind of ends up using a lot of like Western tropes to like reclaim a genre that like has a lot of shit going on historically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I agreed Twice. Us, I'm still not entirely sure what Us was trying to say. Like I have an idea of what Us was trying to say, and I really like Us. Especially like seeing Tim Heidecker in like a serious role, like talk about a comedian doing a serious thing. Talking about Adam Sandler earlier. That's who we were talking about. And then seeing Tim from Tim and Eric being like a just complete just
serious
piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know? in a serious role. Like that was he was he was so. I mean, everybody in Us was really good. Um, Nope is really difficult to talk about though, because almost anything I'm going to say about it beyond what I've already said is going to be a spoiler, you know?
Hmm.
So there's that.
So before we continue on,
Yeah.
Tim brought up a good point. I have got a question about it.
Mhm.
Trouble is, I have some of my favorites aren't released officially in English. So have you seen Train to Busan? Like that whole, like that horror zombie thingy?
Oh, Train to Busan's the zombie one.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
So
A while
how
ago.
before we go to your last one here,
Yeah.
what's your opinion on the fact that they're starting to bring more foreign films to the U.S. like via streaming service or whatever? But there were rumors, I don't know if they're still doing it, that the U.S. was going to do their own take of Train to Busan.
Um, don't. Thank you. I had a delivery. Thank you.
What'd you get delivered?
A Pop-Tart. Thank you, sweet boy.
Cool.
Oh god, did you swallow the sand again?
Yeah, I did.
So, here's the thing about that. There's been this really long-standing rumor that this is going somewhere. Trust me. There's been this
Train
really
to Louisiana.
That Darren Aronofsky, the guy, he's directed a shitload of movies at this point, but he made Black Swan, which is kind of sort of a remake of Perfect Blue.
Mm-hmm.
But earlier he made Requiem for a Dream, which is like kind of, I would argue in retrospect, war on drugs propaganda. But at the time when I saw it, when I was too young, it was like a really effective movie. Also, shouts out, the Morbster himself is one of the leads in it.
Oh shit.
There's a long-standing rumor that he purchased the remake rights to Perfect Blue so that he could reuse the visual of what's her name from Perfect Blue, crying, or not crying, screaming in underwater in the bathtub, because he repurposes that visual in Requiem for a Dream. And so for the longest time, people were like, "Oh, well, it's not a ripoff because like he bought the rights to remake it or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
That kind of like homage, like fucking, that's great. Go for it. Like that, drawing that parallel between like what's going on in Perfect Blue with her like mental health, and then the mental health of a drug-addled 20-something who's like, I can't remember what her drug of choice was, if it was like amphetamines or heroin, but like, point is, that kind of thing, fucking go for it. Like repurposing things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're simply going to remake something and really just change the cast and the names and the language, why? Like, why? I guess I just don't understand why that is something other than obviously money.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that's something that you're interested in investing your time in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember they were thinking about doing that with Parasite too. And actually twice, my familiarity with Korean cinema is very, very, very fucking limited. But I know that even Parasite was copying a lot of things from like 50s and 60s, a couple of films in particular, 50s and 60s Korean films. And so like, again, repurposing stuff like that and recontextualizing it, like that's fucking cool, you know? But like, why? Like, fucking why? Train to Busan has been available on streaming with English subtitles for a fucking long time. I will say one thing. While I prefer to watch things subtitled, I know a lot of people don't, and I think that for that reason, especially for people who have difficulty reading, like who are illiterate to some extent or like have poor eyesight or anything like that, I
Mm-hmm.
think adding dubs to things is extremely important for accessibility. But if subs and dubs already exist and the thing is available in your territory, why the fuck do you want to remake it? That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. The only thing I would say, no, I agree with you 100% on everything.
What's your take? What's your take?
There's no need for. There's a lot of films that in its native language and who they get to portray these characters, like Train to Busan, the actor lineup they had for it was perfect. Like everyone who, like the main cast, they chose great people to fill those roles, and they did perfect. The reason why I think they want to do it is because a lot of people are like, oh, it's a foreign film, it's not good, I'm not going to look at it. So they're probably trying to cash on those closed-minded people of, oh, it's an American film, I'll watch it. I think that's what they're trying to get. But in reality, it's going to be one big flop. Mm-hmm. But what if Train to Busan had Will Smith? That thought right there, that's what a lot of people think, and it's stupid.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Also, I want to close on some remarks that are very true. Reasonable said, my favorite film is Let Me Eat Your Pancreas, but the live action version, which has not had a release outside of Japan rather than the anime version, which has. The way the live action tells the story is so much better and it's so different from how the anime does it.
That's fair. Because, no, you're right. Like, there's such... With Japan in particular, there's such a market for anime. Japanese live action movies with a very, very small pool of current directors that are accepted as quote unquote like good art directors from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
That shit, if it gets imported, it gets thrown on streaming. Nobody gets fucking theatrical release over here except like Hirokazu Koreeda. I know some of his movies get released theatrically through like Sony Classics or whatever the fuck their art label is. Like there's a couple that are working right now, but like unless you're like on that level of like you could work internationally if you wanted to, you know, because like he did an English language movie a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, like your shit's not gonna get shown because they're for whether there's a market or not. Distributors don't think there is for live action movies, which is just fucking sad.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
Did I miss the discussion on it? Follows. Yes, I'm sorry twice.
Long story short, sexually transmitted curse, very good. All right, anyway.
Yeah, twice. What's your take on it? The trouble over here is that the Japanese films, which are licensed, are all art house rather than mainstream, because it's for people who want to appear intellectual. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Reasonable is that a lot of the ones that do, oh yeah, shit, because you live in the UK, so you have like Arrow and stuff. So like you get a lot of the older like 60s and 70s like grindhouse exploitation pink film shit released on like Blu-ray like that. But as far as new releases, you're probably the same as the US, right? Where like your domestic distributors are like, well, if it couldn't contend for, you know, best foreign film, then it's not worth showing, right? Like, yeah. Anyway.
And then, well, as we move on, he did also say that Chihara Furu, I forget how to pronounce it, is excellent as live action as well. Let's see here. Even with Parasite, there's so much stuff flying through.
Even with Parasite, I think if Bong Joon-ho had not done films like Snowpiercer, we might have gotten Parasite shown in locally. Yeah, well, and okay, twice. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm convinced that like Parasite and like I was saying, Koreeda, his film from a couple years prior, Shoplifters. I'm convinced those things only get theatrical distribution so that they qualify for nomination for best foreign film, best foreign language film at the Academy Awards. I am convinced that that's why that happens. And if that award didn't exist, they wouldn't even get theatrical releases. You know what I mean? You joined at a very
yes, you did.
Yeah.
But so Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence.
So, Joe, I want to gauge something here.
Okay.
Did this movie make you cry?
No.
Really?
Made me tear, not cry.
You're a hard motherfucker, Joe.
Well, considering my life circumstances, I kinda am.
Okay, fair.
What I had to deal with on the daily for 3.5 years, kinda am.
Okay, fair. So for anyone who hasn't seen it, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence is a Japanese slash English. I think it was technically a co-production. It has a Japanese director, but Nagisa Oshima, who like is a very very interesting person. He's a very interesting director. He is a fucking can of worms in and of himself. He is fascinating. This was one of his later films. It is about a POW camp in Java toward the end of World War II. Japanese occupied Java because the Japanese Empire at that point was fucking huge. Look at a map; it will blow your mind. Because like you never realize the way that you're taught in American school. Wait, poll time: is Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence a Christmas movie or not? We can do that. And it is at the POW camp. It is almost entirely soldiers from the UK. I think there might be some Australians there as well, which like Joe, you know more about World War II. They were like technically in the same military, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
but
they're a
they
Commonwealth country.
yeah, so
Or
they were
reasonable
like
somebody.
basically they were the peons and they were the more disposable troops. Like they
Yeah.
would put the Australians in front of the regular troops.
Yeah.
Especially
Okay.
in
Yeah.
like the African like front and stuff like that. They did a lot of
Right.
that.
Right. So it's the movie is effectively half in English and half in Japanese. Tom Conti, the guy who doesn't even fucking get billing on this poster for some reason, is like the only Englishman who can speak Japanese. So he serves as a translator. David Bowie is the boy. He's the new boy in town. He's the heartthrob. Fucking Takeshi Kitano, who had only had one serious role prior to this. Talk about comedians doing serious roles. He had done one television series where he was the leader of a cult, and this was him trying to further break into serious acting, and people did not take it seriously at the time because this was when he was still hosting Takeshi's Castle and shit like that. And then you've got Ryuichi Sakamoto, who is the guy who also composed the soundtrack. Who one of his albums was on my favorite albums. He plays Yanoi, who is I guess like the commanding officer is the correct term. He's the one who's like in charge of the POW
Yeah,
camp.
yeah, the commanding officer. Yeah.
And okay, this is a hot take. Okay, apparently this is a hot take. Okay, I was first exposed to this movie back in high school because I got interested in the author Yukio Mishima. I also got interested in this director Nagisa Oshima because of some of his earlier movies. I was a big fan of David Bowie. I knew who Takeshi Kitano was. I was like, okay, cool. Like this movie is like fucking tailor made for me. I watched it when I was a teenager. It's fucking great. I've watched it a bunch more times. It fucking makes me sob uncontrollably. Apparently, it is a hot take. So Nagisa Oshima, the director, was familiar with Yukio Mishima, who at the time in the 60s, prior to his what's the TikTok friendly term, unaliving
Oh yeah.
in the early 70s. He was like the internationally known author out of Japan at the time. He was huge, right? He was also not a good boy politically, and he kind of tried to like overthrow the government and reinstitute imperial Japan. That's a story in and of itself. Anyway,
Okay.
he was well known enough at the time that when one of Nagisa Oshima's previous films, In the Realm of the Senses, which, are you familiar with that one?
No.
It was super controversial because, as you probably know, pornography is, strictly speaking, illegal in Japan. Uncensored pornography.
Mm-hmm.
This was a film that he made in the 70s, where he said, okay, but what if not only do I show the penis, but the actors portraying the lead roles actually do the sex. He was put on trial for obscenity, and Yukio Mishima, the author, who was a not very great person in certain regards, was well known enough that he testified at Oshima's obscenity trial to say that, no, this is not obscene. It's artistic freedom. He should be allowed to do this, you know? I am utterly fucking convinced that the character of Captain Yanoi is based on Yukio Mishima because of how he looks, because of how he acts, because of the ideals about Imperial Japan that Mishima tried to espouse later in life, things like that. And also, because contrary to what his estate might wish you to believe, Yukio Mishima was very, very queer. It pervades his writing. He has an entire book about a rich man who stumbles upon a young, poor man, and who's like, hey, I recognize that we are both gay, and I want you, because I want to have control over you, to marry this woman, and I will pay for your life, and we will be gay together, but you will be married to this woman. It's very present in his writing. Like, it's a lot. So, bring it all together, because I feel like there was context needed. I am utterly convinced that what is going on in this movie, to an extent, is that Captain Yanoi falls in love with David Bowie's character, to an extent, in a certain way. People do not take this opinion very kindly, and they are very quick to tell me that Yanoi, when David Bowie kisses Yanoi, and Yanoi collapses and becomes catatonic, that's not because he has romantic or sexual feelings for him. That happens because they respect each other as men. It's a good movie, y'all. It's whether you believe there is a queer subtext to this movie or not, this is... I don't generally like war movies. Let's put it that way. And this movie is so niche in what it explores. Whether you want to talk about it as through a queer interpretation or not, it is so niche in that it explores what happens under these conditions. By the time the movie starts, they're already in the POW camp. You don't see anybody get captured. You don't see, like, it's just about their day-to-day life there. At the end of the war, when the fucking empire is crumbling, like, when defeat is imminent, you know, and they're, like, clinging on to that, the Japanese soldiers. And the shit that it delves into because of that, because there's, like, this constant threat of death, but in a very different way than most war movies show you, because a lot of them are based around combat. You know? This movie is fucking fantastic, and this one has been on here the longest. It occupies the center spot for me, because this one, like my favorite album, is something that I probably saw for the first time when I was like 15 or 16, and it has stuck with me since then. Like, is this the one that I would pick off of this list to watch any given day? Absolutely not. But is this the one that stuck with me? Yeah, fucking yeah. And I like it.
And I like it.
What are your opinions? I'm curious, because this one you've actually seen.
Well, you've opened my light with your controversial opinion. But I mean, overall though, I mean, it's like you said, it's a good different pace from like World War II movies, like in that aspect, because a lot of it's the combat, a lot of it's the people inside the combat. It's all around the combat. This, on the other hand, is not around the combat. It's kind of like the boy in the striped pajamas. It's not. It's in that time frame, but it's nothing to do with the combat.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and I think that's why, even though it is a horribly depressing movie at times,
oh yeah, 100%. Because you
I
get
think
to
that's
see.
why it's easier for me to stomach something like this, because it's not, because while the people that give me that say like my opinion is incorrect and controversial,
Mhm.
while those people may say differently, I would argue this runs the risk of glorifying war a lot less than a lot of World War II movies that actually show combat. If that makes sense, because
Yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah.
nothing glamorous about this movie, but those people might disagree with me. You know what I mean?
Well, everyone's going to disagree with everyone. My big thing is usually the big war nuts will probably disagree with that.
Yeah.
Like the big like, oh, it's got to be like John Wayne's like Road to Iwo Jima, kind of like, you know.
Right.
No, it doesn't have to always be like that.
Bridge. What's the one, Bridge over the River Kwai or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, like those. Yeah.
It doesn't need to be like that. It could be talking about like the back at home, kind of like if you think about it. What is it? A League of Their Own. It's based around World War II, but it's talking about back home how the women fulfilled the man's role, you know, and they ended up making their own baseball league to keep the entertainment alive, to keep the masses, you know, entertained during such a hard time in the nation's history.
Right.
Films like that, I think, are fantastic, and this is one of those. Because, yeah, it takes place in war, but it's not about the war, you know? It's about what's going on in this camp.
Yeah, and it's the fact also that it's located in an area that like a lot of Americans for sure, and I'm not sure like other allied nations, like people who are younger especially might not even be aware that like somewhere that far out as Java was affected.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I think that's kind of important too. So those are my movies, and
Good movies.
Somehow we made that last even longer than an hour and a half, Joe.
So I can make the video games one last. So do you want to do yours first?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Let me pull that up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna BRB really quick because I drank like an entire bottle of water while we were doing that.
Beautiful.
So I will be right back, okay?
Okay. Hello, chat. How are you? Are you all good? Are you all doing fantastic? I hope you're doing well. Nah, we're the video games ones. There's gonna be one thing that you guys will literally not expect on there. But I will say it is a game I have played on stream. I can't wait to talk about it. I think it's gonna be hilarious. It's time to riot. Is it time to riot in PD's chat? Yeah, go ahead, riot. I want to see riot. I want to see fire. Riot time. Emote time. Emote time. We are vibing and rioting. Spam all the emotes. Minesweeper and Solitaire. Yep, that's exactly it. Oh yeah, y'all coming back now. Yeah, Ace came and gifted a bunch of subs to the channel. It's so nice. Oh no, we're rioting over in PD's chat. In PD's chat, we're rioting over there. That's where we're doing the thing. There you go. There you go. I did. Oh, I see some tricky nodders. Look at that. But yeah, we just finished the movies. We're moving on to video games now. I am Sleepy Bean. You know I'm not. I'm nocturnal too, Ted, but I'm suffering too. Don't you worry. I am suffering too. I am L struggle bus right now. But it is A-okay. The face. I love that face. But yeah, we're going to talk about some video games next for those who are just coming back and joining. And I think you guys are going to like it. Also, we're going to take... Let me see. Did anyone recommend stuff to the throne? Let's take a look. Let's see if anyone recommended movies to this throne. Feed. Okay, I don't think anyone had gifts. Is there suggestions? Nope, no suggestions. No one suggested any movies. Shame. Oh, mark is complete. Mark is complete. So the power hub I have hooked up, by the way, reasonable. The power hub seems to be doing just fine.
Y'all blown up my chat.
Yeah, they're rioting.
Why are you rioting?
They wanted to.
I had to use the restroom.
They wanted to riot. I'll let them riot. I ain't gonna stop them.
Oh my gosh. Ace started it. I see how it is.
Alright, I'm just clearing some notifications here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you want me to start, right?
Yeah, because I'll end strong. I know I'll end strong.
Ooh.
Yeah, it depends on how you want to take that.
Are you still showing my
No, I switched over to me.
Okay, you're good. I got it pulled up.
Look at these.
Very predictable.
Yeah, a lot of these are very predictable.
So I like video games.
I like video games. Wait a minute. I have something for you. Hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, hold on. You'll see.
Okay, let me
Give
pull
me a
up your
second.
stream so I can see what you're doing.
Yeah, give me a second. I'll be right back.
Alright. Y'all know what to do. Right in Joe's chat. Come on, y'all. We gotta do it. So how's everybody doing? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk about
So, I was
things.
given this a while back. I'm fixing. Why are we rioting in my chat? This is not what we're doing. We are not rioting.
Oh yeah, we are. We're rioting.
We're not rioting.
We're rioting.
Lord have mercy. All right. So, I was given this a while back, and I figured since I see it on your list, it can go to a good home.
Oh no.
I got D2 on the Dreamcast, Japanese.
Joseph. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
It's very loud right now because they're spamming, they're rioting still.
I see that now.
His name is John C.
Didn't I give that to you?
No, I got this from, Boxer-chan. I got this in a lot because he gave me a bunch of Dreamcast stuff.
I swear I gave that to you when I unloaded, because I unloaded all our Dreamcast stuff. I swear I gave that to you.
We can't hear the alerts. I can hear the alerts.
Ooh.
But yeah, I got this. I didn't know. I didn't know if you did because I don't remember you gave me a bunch of it. I don't remember that being in that though. But I remember getting D2 from Boxer-chan.
Sus.
Big sus. So I was gonna say, dude, I was gonna give it to you, but if you already offloaded it, then you don't want it. Then that's fine.
I thought I gave it to you to resell, but Kate was listening to my screen.
Well, you know that would kind of do that, you know.
Oh, Reasonable says, "Woohoo! I've played none of these." Oh yeah, twice got it. PD gave it to Joe to give to Box to give to Joe to give to PD.
Yeah, there you go. You know what? Twice got it. Twice got it.
Yep.
So,
Twice figured it out.
all right, D2, I still don't know what it is, but I know literally all the other games.
It's a game you play as the D.
As the D.
Coming back over here where I'm accepted. Cade, you're accepted at both. Come on. Were you just laughing? I could hear you from the living room through my headphones. Joe.
Were you just, yeah, I was laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha.
Okay. So,
Normal Joe volume, yep.
on the movie list, I brought up that I kind of appreciated the bait and switch on Nope's advertising, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to see that that's a little bit of a theme here as well. Okay, Kingdom Hearts 2, bait and switch. Metal Gear Solid 2, bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 8, kind of a bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
No, Mother 3,
Bait and switch.
Yeah. I like being promised one experience and then being lied to and being given another. It's, yeah.
So I know all these games minus D2. So
Okay.
I guess explain, because there are some people that don't play some
So
of
I can
these
just
games.
skip all the other ones. That's fine.
Yeah, you can just skip all of them, and just.
Like our marriage. What are you talking about? I knew I was marrying a twink when we got married. What are you getting on about? Or wait, was that a shot at me? Wait, did I lie to you? What? Real marriage debate on stream.
Anyway, about the happiness of Kingdom Hearts.
If you like bait and switch, then you'd love working for my company. Do you work for a tackle company? Joe,
I slapped my knee. It didn't come through, but I slapped my knee.
Oh, okay. Fair. Okay. Kingdom Hearts 2. I am a fan of the Kingdom Hearts series. It's been with me since I was 12. Like when the first one came out. I played the first one when it came out, you know?
Mhm.
I see you're a masturbator. Kingdom Hearts 2, however, while some of the other games, I would probably argue certain elements of them are better. I think the spectacle that the ending in particular of Kingdom Hearts 2 has, it's great. I love it.
We can't spoil too much because we are working our way through. I know how it ends, but
I was gonna say, you haven't played it all the way through, right?
No, Kingdom Hearts 2 is the only one before I started doing this that I've beaten.
Okay, so yeah, so basically, what I'm getting at is that the visual like spectacle and the sense of like enormity that the final world of Kingdom Hearts 2 has, I don't think they've ever re-achieved that in the series, and it's just it feels good. I might argue Kingdom Hearts 3 plays better, like mechanically, maybe, but Kingdom Hearts 2 is great. Like mechanically, it's great. Oh my gosh, what are I'm completely having a brain fart right now. The drives, like that, is it the drive system?
You talk about the transformation he does?
Yes.
Yeah.
That system is fucking great. It is beset the forms. Thank you. It is beset by being, from 2006. So like, there's a shitload of QuickTime events, which it's not great.
And it has skateboards.
It has skateboards, exactly. I love that. Yes, visually and animation wise, it's I don't know, just too. Despite its flaws, I actually really like Kingdom Hearts 3. Fucking Duchess of cold hot takes over here. I actually like Kingdom Hearts 3. However, I think as a total package, Kingdom Hearts 2 is better. Yeah, I think that's that, and I have a lot of sentimental attachment to it. There's that too. Okami's fucking beautiful. Have you ever played it?
No, but I've seen plenty of playthroughs of it. I can
Okay.
agree. It is beautiful, especially when
If
you
you
tweak it and distort it, but it's very beautiful.
if you were a fan of action RPGs from this era, because they came out I think within like a year of each other, this and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Mhm.
Okami's fucking great, dude, and it's constantly on sale too. If you're ever looking for another like long form RPG that'll probably take you 40 or 50 hours to beat on stream, Okami's great. And it might make you cry a little bit. It might, but maybe not
Mm.
because we established you're a hard motherfucker. So,
Yeah, I am a hard motherfucker.
um, yeah, the amount of like creativity with the ways in which you attack, like using brush strokes to paint certain shapes and objects and stuff, like as you gain powers,
Hmm.
it's fucking great. um I actually did not play this on Wii. I played this on the original PlayStation 2 version because that's what Ace has.
Hmm.
um it's great. It's a good time, and just like the Taylor Princess Kaguya, it visually just looks like a fucking painting. And because it was so heavily stylized, it's like a lot of earlier cell shaded games like Jet Set Radio, where
Hmm.
like this game really hasn't aged. Like you could argue like, oh, you can tell because the number of polygons is smaller. Nah, like texture wise, this game's fucking, it's timeless, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, on Wii.
Oh no.
Did you play Okami Den? I have not played Okami Den, and neither has Ace. What is your take on that? Twice. Um, I'll just go down the list. D2. D2 is a very interesting example here. So you don't know anything about this game.
No, even though I
Okay.
physically have it in my hands, I don't.
Okay, so D2, it's it's a weird one. If I recall the stories correctly, it was one of the first games in active development for the Dreamcast. And it did not come out at launch. But it was like the team that was working on it had a dev kit like really fucking early, and they were like, "Yep, fuck the Saturn. Dreamcast is the way to go."
Okay.
So it's actually the arguably third in like a trilogy, because like Kingdom Hearts 2, or like Kingdom Hearts rather, the creators of the D series could not count. um and so stylistically all three games in the series are very different.
Hmm.
The director, Kenji Eno, who actually unironically is no longer with us, was, we were talking about those artsy directors who get the attention because they're little art boys
Hmm.
who get their movies put in theaters because they're art house, you know, maybe
Yeah.
get a little Oscar or something. The director of these games, Kenji Eno, was the video game version of that. um like you think of Hideo Kojima because he, like with the Metal Gear series, he was like, well, I'm gonna do artsy bullshit in this action game. Kenji Eno was that if you took the action out of the game. He was like, I'm gonna do some artsy bullshit. And that was his career essentially. um D is a game that I think it was originally for the Saturn, but it was ported to the PlayStation and the PC.
Hmm.
It's this first person adventure game where you get time warped into a castle and you have to figure out how to get out, but you are on a hard timer of 90 minutes. And if you don't beat the game in 90 minutes, you have to start over. You die. um Enemy Zero was the second one in the trilogy. That was for the Sega Saturn, and that one, you are on a space station, and you have uh, uh, a radar. No, it's not a radar. That's not the right term. What do bats use? It's a sonar. You have a sonar, that as you approach the aliens in your proximity, it pings them faster, and the like dinging from the sonar becomes more frequent,
Hmm.
but you cannot see the aliens at all. So all the combat in that game is done effectively blind. Um, he also did some really fucking innovative shit. Like he made a visual novel that was strictly, it was essentially a visual novel for blind people.
Hmm.
It was called Real Sound. Originally came out on the Saturn. It was later re-released on the Dreamcast. And that one, the Dreamcast re-release had visuals with it, but they're not visuals of the characters at all. They're just kind of like background photos so that people who can see have like something to look at.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it's an entirely voiced visual novel that doesn't have visuals. It's a sound novel essentially.
Hmm.
So he was doing all kinds of cool shit essentially. D2 was a Dreamcast title exclusively, where you crash in like snowbound northern Canada, and everybody else on the plane dies, and you have to navigate out of the snowy wilderness so that you don't fucking die. So it's a survival horror game to an extent. But the combat, because his combat was always fucking weird, the combat is all done in first person. So you have essentially random encounters. You move around like you would in like Silent Hill or Resident Evil,
Hmm.
like in that type of space. And then you have fucking random encounters where you go into first person and you move your crosshairs around and shoot the like alien weird creatures. And there's like fucking RPG stats and shit going on. It's bananas. It's great. I think you could definitely make an argument that D2 does not have the strongest narrative, but I would argue that of the games that Kenji Eno worked on in his lifetime, D2 is probably the most complete package. It's like the most it's the most cohesive project I think that he worked on.
Hmm.
And it is a very, very unique experience. So that's why that one's on here. And I like it.
And I like it.
Do you have any takes on anything that I've said so far? I realize I'm kind of blowing through this one.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, D2 sounds interesting. I'm actually very curious about the first one. When you said there's a hard set 90-minute timer, if you don't beat it, you got to restart. That's kind of like, I'm very interested in that. I think that'd be very cool to play.
The first one was actually ported. It is on Steam, and it is frequently on sale for like dirt fucking cheap.
We're gonna pull up Steam. Let me switch it.
Let me see. Here you go. Yeah, the list is $6, and I think frequently it'll go on sale for like $2.
You
I
said
think when
the
I bought
name
it-
was what? The list?
Here, I got you. There you go. I put it in your chat.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
It's I think when I bought it, it was like 75% off. So I got it for like $1.50 because I intend to replay it at some point. I'll probably
I'm
stream
just
it.
gonna buy it right now.
Maybe I'll do that around Halloween. But it's good. Like it's janky because it's from the mid 90s. It's a first person fucking adventure game from the 90s. Like it's janky. But it's good. It's a very unique experience. And it's not a big investment because of the hard cutoff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Be careful, he has lots of hot takes. Joe, do you have any hot takes about these top 3?
No, Kingdom Hearts 2 is very solid. I agree with you in the sense of the last world. I can't really go into much discussion about it because it's spoilers. And I do have people who've never played Kingdom Hearts before me playing.
That's fair.
So
Yeah,
I
you
don't
don't
want to
wanna
spoil it. Sorry, I'm just buying D the game right now.
Y'all, Joe is buying D live on stream. Yeah,
Yep,
these are
just
some
bought it.
spicy takes. You're right, Cade. These takes are real spicy.
Okay, sorry, now I'm back.
You're good.
Okami, I agree, is a very beautiful one. I mean, I don't have anything for D. Like you were literally telling me for the first time what it is. I am curious on what your Final Fantasy VIII take will be, but we'll get there.
Okay. Spiciest D2 discussion I've ever heard. Twice. Is that because this is the only
Only,
D2 discussion
only
you've ever heard?
D2 discussion.
Let me, because I had like a moment there to think about it. Wrap this up with D2 at this point is rather expensive because when I bought a copy, an English copy, like 10 or 12 years ago on eBay, like it was dirt fucking cheap. Like nobody knew about this game. Now, I think since his passing, Kenji Eno's games have become a little more well known, and D2 is increasing in price.
So let me
Oh,
go to.
hello. Thank you, Gao, for the follow.
Is it Gao? Do I hear a Gao?
I saw a Gao.
It's a Gao! My favorite flip ball.
You are interested that setting. You do see other NPCs, obviously, with voice dialogue, everything like that. The atmosphere in D2 is fan-fucking-tastic, especially if you're a fan of survival horror games from that era. The like desolation of the like northern Canada landscape in the middle of winter, it's so good. And you can tell that his team did their research by, I can't remember where they traveled. I can't remember if it was Iceland, or they did a shitload of research into like what snow looks like and how it works. He took his entire art team to a different country in the middle of winter before they even started working on the game, and it fucking shows. That's what I'm getting. The atmosphere in this game is fantastic.
So I was curious about the price of it, so I went and looked it up.
What's it up to now?
The most recent complete in box sold for $140.
Okay, because I sold, I think like a year ago, I sold my loose copy. I had all 4 discs, no box, no manual. I think I sold it for like 50 or 60. So that seems like it is still increasing.
And it's selling very much so for like 160, 120, 120, 120 or 153. Like it's selling consistent. That's actually pretty amazing. But yes, Gal, I'm good. I'm doing good. We're talking video games right now.
Unfortunately, I think that copy that either Boxu or I gave you,
It's dirt cheap.
the Japanese copies aren't worth like anything.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Because
$16.
there were 3 different versions of it that were released simultaneously, and the only difference is the aesthetic of the packaging. So it's good Joe just got it back so you can get it sold again. Yeah, that's the thing, is that like I said, they're not.
Yeah.
I think if that's the copy that I had previously, I think I bought it for like $5. Like they're not worth
Gal, I will say I think you would like playing the first one. We were just talking about it, and you came to my mind when we were talking about this. The first D, what's called D the game, is on Steam. It is $6.
I can post it again.
Yeah,
I've still
post it
got in my
again.
clipboard.
Yeah. Gal, click on that, look into it. I think you would really like that. And it's basically like a hard cutoff, as PD was explaining. You have 90 minutes to beat the game. If you don't, you die. So I think that's definitely up your alley.
But yes, hello Gao. I don't think we're acquainted, but hello.
No, we've rated her a couple times. She's the space fluff, as I call her.
Okay.
Yeah,
Look, my memory doesn't go past like 5 minutes ago. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. You 89-year-old person.
Okay, I'm gonna do like last time. Just go clockwise.
Okay,
MGS2. That's the tweet.
that's it. Metal Gear Solid 2. That's enough said. Honestly, it's a very good,
Okay.
very solid game.
I have a personal bone to pick with everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah, it does not include you, Joe. Think of this: Babby PD, age 14. Very solid game, exactly. Age 14. Just played Kingdom Hearts 2 like soon after release. Was just given to borrow a copy of Metal Gear Solid for the first time. It's summer vacation. I play Metal Gear Solid for the first time, like 6 years after release. It's fucking great. I love this. All right. Oh, my brother acquired a copy of MGS2 from somebody that he works with for like $5 because the guy was so mad about the game for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I'm not on the internet yet. I don't understand.
Mhm.
I have a PlayStation 2. Pop that baby in, play through it. Fucking great. All right. Metal Gear Solid 3, Substance. I find a copy of it at GameStop. This is before fucking hot coffee, so I'm able to buy a mature rated game at age 14. Um, and it's also great. I beat it multiple times in a single weekend. I start looking at other people's reviews and takes.
Mhm.
Metal Gear Solid 3, one of the greatest games of all time. Metal Gear Solid, fantastic. I kind of wish the cutscenes weren't so long. Metal Gear Solid 2, utter dog shit. Raiden is a pussy. Bait and switch, worst game ever. Fast forward 10 years. IGN, fucking Metacritic, everybody starts critically reevaluating. You know, 5 or V is out. The Metal Gear series is essentially done.
Mhm.
Everybody starts reevaluating a little bit. Huh, that's funny. Metal Gear Solid 2 is consistently being placed above all the others. And I fucking knew that shit when I was 14, bitch. Yeah, no, I've never understood why people for a period of like 5 or 10 years fucking hated this game. I've never understood it. I just haven't. Because when I played it for the first time, I was like, yo, this game is fucking onto some shit. This is around the same time that I watched Serial Experiments Lain. So I think I was very receptive to like, oh man, like speculative science fiction in this type of like anime adjacent media. Because let's fucking be honest. Like Hideo Kojima in his games is trying to be a movie boy, but
Mhm.
quite often he ends up being an anime boy. Like, let's be honest, right?
Mhm.
So a couple years ago, that clip starts going around towards the end of the game where I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't played it, but where they start talking about the refinement of data on the internet and how junk data collects and makes it impossible to find any motherfucker. Y'all are just now saying this is revelatory? I was on this shit when I was a baby. Like,
So what I hear is PD was big brain when they were younger. That's what I'm
look,
hearing.
I'm just saying, I know I'm being a fucking hipster about this, but I was the only one in my friend group who liked MGS2. And with most of the like reviews and stuff that I was exposed to at the time, I was the only one who was like, this game is fucking cracked. Like, this is great. This is incredible. I love this.
Peaked
Yeah,
at
peaked at
14.
14. Exactly. And so anyway, like Lane, I think there's a lot to be said about like, oh my gosh, all the things that this game predicted and all that kind of shit. Which that is a very valid discussion. I know I'm glossing over that, but like that would be huge spoiler territory for anybody who hasn't played
Yeah,
this.
it really would.
Gameplay wise, yes, 3 was better. Yes, V was the peak. Like the way that V handles, it is like fucking butter. It's fantastic. I love it. But honestly, you can play 3 without any context and it's fine because it's a prequel. Okay, right? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
The story, however, of 2, what 2 does when it's like, well, how do you do this monumental task of following up Metal Gear fucking Solid, this hugely groundbreaking game? How do you follow that up? The way that Metal Gear Solid 2 did it, and the fact that it took the general public so long to catch up that what it was doing was actually like kind of fucking awesome and not terrible. It speaks for itself. That it's my favorite. I love this whole series, but this is my favorite, like without a doubt. Anyway, let's catch up on chat. I realize I ranted.
Well, yeah, Gal is a Lane fan, so unfortunately she
Okay.
wasn't here for that discussion, but
Lane is great. I love Lane. Let's all love Lane.
it's all love Lane. I mean, there's not much to it. I mean, Sons of Liberty was a great game. A lot of people, it took people forever to play it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why.
Have you played the series very heavily?
I played 1 through 3. I
Okay.
haven't played past that, even though I have 4 and 5.
Okay. 4, I was tempted to put 4 instead of 2 because 4, as much as people fucking dunk on it, even now, as much as people dunk on 4 where they've like given 2 a pass, I love 4. As far as tying up all the bullshit that was happening in all the previous games, 4 is great. I love 4. Um, but yeah. Anyway, so you played 1 through 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So about this Donkey Kong Country, let me lift my glasses here real quick. 2.
Only game that lets you do naked side flips. That is true.
Yeah, they
That's
do
true.
that in Donkey Kong. Very revolutionary.
I mean, Diddy Kong is Donald Duck in it, and you can do side flips.
Yeah.
So, okay. This one's pretty simple. This one is largely nostalgia. I played a shitload of Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country 2 when I was a kid, because my brother had a Super Nintendo, and these were two of the games that he had for it.
Mhm.
I could probably effectively speed run the first like world or two of this game. Like, I know them so well. I didn't play 1 as much. I just preferred 2. Probably largely because Dixie Kong is fucking broken because she can hover. But yeah, it's great. It handles great. It's
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, you talked about this in the
Hmm.
collab video we did, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, the soundtrack. Mamma mia. The soundtrack for this game is, holy shit, it's so good. It's just a good game. It feels good, it looks good, it sounds good. That's yeah, you know. And I have a shitload of nostalgia wrapped up in this one. Wait, why twice? Why did you get proven wrong in 1 second? Cause of Diddy Kong Donald Duck in it? What? I don't know if I have a lot more to say about this one. Do you have anything?
No, I mean it's a good side scroller. It's good.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
good console, and soundtrack
Um,
amazing.
Yeah. Voices of the Void is the most recent addition. I played it for the first time like a year ago. I said Raiden is the only one who does that and immediately got proven wrong with Diddy Kong. Well, he's not completely naked. He's wearing a hat and a shirt, you know. Can't be very radical if you're naked, can you? Wait, don't answer that. Voices of the Void I found because one of the streamers that we watch constantly started playing it, and then was taking like a fucking month in between play sessions, and then I started streaming, so I was like, I'm gonna do a full playthrough of it. This game is so good. I haven't played the latest update. The version that I played probably came out in like March or April of this year, and I know there's been a really big overhaul since then. I'm gonna play it again once it's like 1.0, or if I can't resist, I'll play it again sooner. But you're working at a station in Switzerland that intercepts and records signals from outside of Earth, and you download the signals and process them and shit and send them to these nebulous scientists that you never see in person. And at the same time, there's this big map that you can explore. The servers for the satellites will become damaged, or like they'll go down, and you have to fix them over time. And the best thing, right, is that there are all these events that happen relative to like your day, or like some of them are random, and it's like probably extraterrestrials trying to interact with you, right? But the best thing, in spite of all that, is that the points that you get, you're awarded points for the work that you do, and you have a shop where you can spend those points, and there's just a bunch of dumb fuck off bullshit in the shop, and it's really fun.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's also free. So if anybody has not played it and that sounds interesting to you, it's Somebody in my chat was consistently calling it a job simulator because it kind of is, but it's a job simulator with aliens, and you can fuck around a lot. So yeah,
Yeah, go watch
Um,
PD's video on it. They did a did a couple highlight videos.
I did. That's true. Voices is the only one on the list I've not heard of, and only one aside from D2 that I don't have. You do have D1. Oh, what system do you have D1 on? Um. Okay, Final Fantasy VIII. All right, I know.
Yeah,
What's your take? What's your take?
it's good. Bait and switch.
Yeah.
But which makes sense. You have it on here. But I'm curious on, did this make you cry?
Actually, no.
Mm.
Did this make you cry?
I got a little teary, but the consensus is with people that love it, because it's kind of like there's a lot with for those who don't know the Final Fantasy franchise and the fandom, there's a lot of people that hate on specific ones. I think 8 is one of them, and same with
8?
13.
Yes, 8 and 13 are probably the most hated, at least in terms of like how vocal people are, I would say. I can't explain the bait and switch because that would be spoilers.
Stop, Cade. Stop. I'm stopping you right now. Don't even start. When you see that,
what is Cade what is Cade saying?
like the critically acclaimed. I'm stopping. I'm stopping them right now.
Okay. I will fully admit 8 I have nostalgia wrapped up in. However, I will also say 7 I have nostalgia wrapped up in. 7 was the first Final Fantasy that I played. 8 was the second. I played them both when I was pretty freaking young. When I was like, honestly, probably still just learning to read. I like 7 a lot. I really, really like 7. 8 aesthetically has always spoken to me more. And that makes sense because I don't know if you know this, Joe, but on 7 and 8, Tetsuya Nomura, the guy who directed Kingdom Hearts, was the character designer.
Oh, that explains why Squall's in there.
Why 7 and 8, and I think he worked on 10 as well. Why there's a bunch of like fuck off
random like characters,
games,
yeah.
It's him. It's because he was doing the character design.
Ah, that makes sense.
He also worked on 10, yeah. And then, like I said, that's why those characters reappear in Kingdom Hearts, because they're kind of his OCs, you know?
Yeah. Oh, the belts and zippers. I love it.
Yeah, the belts and zippers. So, 8, I have always liked aesthetically. I also like that the story in 8 is fucking batshit insane. It seems like it's a fairly like normal narrative for like maybe the first disc, but like honestly discs 2 through 4 are kind of fucking crazy. I might actually want to play this on stream at some point because this game is so weird. The other thing, the main thing, Twice, I hear you. The magic system is bullshit. Okay, the magic system is tedious because what you have to do is you have to draw, which is it's a command in battle. So you have to use a turn for your character to draw magic from an enemy, and then you can assign a certain quantity of because apparently magic has quantity in this game.
Oh,
You can assign a certain number of that magic to like one of your stats to boost your character's stats. The magic system kind of fucking sucks. However, the one thing that 8 did that I don't know if they ever revisited, the enemies scale with your level. So you can blow through this game never doing random encounters, and the bosses will always be your level, which is great. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, not having to grind to an arbitrary level, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
okay. Sorry. Hold on. Sorry. The window
How
caps
dare.
are randomly kicked on my Discord, so I can...
How dare.
there we go. Okay. I was sitting there looking. I'm like, the heck just happened?
Joe has disappeared.
Yeah, Joe is back now.
Hello, Joe.
But yeah, no.
That's my take.
Yeah, that's honestly a very solid take. I agree. Magic System was BS, but I still enjoyed the game overall. Very good story.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like that, and I think a lot of people don't like the game because of the Magic System. I think that was like the big gripe.
And that's fair. It's very tedious. Like, fair.
But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Good choice.
All right. The only time on any of these 3x3s, because this is the last one. The only time that I've included two things from the same series on the same 3x3, because I couldn't pick. I couldn't pick. They're both on here. Earthbound. It's definitely there's an element of. Oh, okay, I don't even want to call it nostalgia because this isn't. I played this for the first time when I was honestly probably about that same age, like 14, 15. It doesn't make me think about that time in my life. So I don't want to call it nostalgia. I think it's more so I played this game like maybe 3 times in my teens and my 20s.
Mhm.
I have not played it again in like 10 plus years and it still has stuck with me. That's
I thought you played it recently on stream.
I started the first one. I started Mother.
Okay,
but I didn't finish it. I've never beat Mother. Mother is really fucking grindy. We'll get back to it eventually though. But Earthbound, I mean, it's another one of those things. Like, what can I say that hasn't been said? Aesthetically and in terms of humor, it was so of its own. Like, it was its own entity. You know, it was like it was so weird and out there, kind of to an extent like Okami, where at the time that it was released, like there was no way it was gonna do numbers, like especially in the US. But upon later critical reevaluation, it's come to be like really adored and it's been re-released and you know that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So while it's gone on to influence so many other things and other things that I've engaged with, you know, it's to the point that like people who were exposed to those other derivative works first might look at Earthbound and just be like, yeah, but like these other later things did it better. And I guess this is kind of where we've had this discussion on stream before, where I talk about like foundational works, and I'm like, but does that deserve to be considered the greatest of all time? Because like Citizen Kane made the rules that like a lot of movies follow now.
Yeah.
But like other things have maybe done it better since then. Maybe if I were alive during the 1930s and I saw Citizen Kane when it came out and I didn't see those other things first, maybe I would have more respect for it. Or like, not even respect, just more like love for it. I kind of feel like I'm on the opposite side of that here, where I'm old enough that I played Earthbound before Undertale existed. You know?
Yeah.
I played Earthbound before that like explosion of people my age and slightly older making things based off of Earthbound happened. So I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Earthbound, 100%. Have you ever played this all the way through?
No.
There are moments in this game that are. This is one of the funniest fucking games I've ever played. And there are moments in this game that are very tragic. The ending of this game will absolutely fucking make me cry. Like, no fucking doubt. Like, the end of this game, because of how it recontextualizes so much of the earlier material, it's good. It's real good. So, other things may have done it better in the time since, but for me, it's Earthbound. This was difficult, however, to pick between Mother 2 and Mother 3. Let's see. Angry said, I need to play more Earthbound. I remember getting to twosome, but the humor, the aesthetics, and the soundtrack are all amazing from the parts that I play. Yes, the soundtracks for these games as well is just fucking crazy how good it is. Not only have I not played any of these, I haven't heard of over half of them. Reasonable. That's Gotcha. Because like the anime, obviously, I knew like you were gonna know everything on there because you're like the anime boy. Well, I mean Joe's the anime boy, but you're the other
Yeah.
anime boy.
Yeah. Hold on, sorry. I'm pulling up. I'm gonna order me some food. I'm starving and I
How
don't want
dare-
to cook, so I'm gonna order me
How
some
dare.
food while we're sitting here.
Can I continue? Can I continue
Yeah,
speaking?
yeah. Go.
Do I need to distract chat?
No. It's perfectly fine.
That's the food
DoorDash.
song.
That's the food song.
Um, I don't think anyone has really anything has ever been like Earthbound. Maybe Undertale, as Toby Fox was an Earthbound boy. Yeah, that. So like I said, I don't know if I did say this. I haven't played Undertale. I've engaged with a lot of other things that Toby Fox was involved with, but Undertale and Deltarune, I haven't. Um, Reasonable says chat should decide what food you get.
I saw. All right, you can decide what category. What am I getting? You got fast food, chicken, pizza, Mexican, Chinese, sandwiches, burgers, healthy, desserts, breakfast, Japanese, Asian.
Desserts.
Sushi, coffee, salad, seafood, steak, Italian, soup, comfort food, Italian, Indian, and smoothie.
Smoothie desserts.
What offers do they got going on?
Reasonable says, well, obviously not healthy. So Joe, have you played Mother 3?
I have not.
Are you at all familiar with Mother 3?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Cade says I'm leaning towards some spicy Indian to mess with him later.
No, I think I found out what I want, but I don't know if they delivered to my house.
Ooh.
Jimmy
Do you
James.
want me to come get it?
Yeah, come get it. Can you go pick it up and bring it to
Alright,
my
I'll be
house?
right there. All right, chat. Riot in chat. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'm going to Joe's house. But chat is choosing. Reasonable says Vindaloo.
Vindaloo? What the hell is Vindaloo?
Indian.
Huh. Alright, you get to choose between Mexican or a sandwich shop. That's
I don't
what
know if I've ever had Vindaloo. Mexican.
Mexican?
Well, chat's deciding, not me.
Yeah, well, your chat too.
Oh. Okay.
Mexican. Alright. There you go. Solid. Alright, that's all it took.
Cade, that's the closest thing to spicy Indian that'll mess with him later. I don't think sandwiches will do that.
We will go with this restaurant. Sorry. You can continue. I'm just gonna keep ordering.
Okay.
Do my own
Some
thing.
other three. It was really difficult to pick between the two, but ultimately I came around to what I kind of keep picking with some of these, like with my favorite album and some of my favorite movies, like where I put Nope above Us because it's like kind of the all around whole package, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think narratively, Mother 3 like has its shit more together. Cause like Earthbound has a very cohesive, pretty straightforward narrative, but it's largely character based, but arguably the characterization comes a lot through the humor of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Mother 3, like the characters in this game are like they're so well fleshed out that they drive the plot so effectively, and the hello, thank you, Flabby Contour, for the follow. My goodness. The characters are so well fleshed out, especially comparatively, like because there are more characters in Mother 3 than there are in Earthbound or Mother 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I would argue that not just their characters, but their relationships to one another are a lot more effectively fleshed out. And also the narrative that comes from the interweaving of all of those characters and their interactions. It's fucking solid. I mean, to the point that the game is split into chapters where you play as different characters. So it's not like Earthbound, you're playing as Ness and you have the party with you, right? Mother 3, it's like, all right, this portion of the story is done. We're going to switch over to this perspective. And with that more I think more effective structuring of the not just the narrative but like the characters and their relationships to one another. I think that also really shines with how much more tragic Mother 3 is.
Mhm.
Because so Earthbound has moments, right? And the ending of Earthbound is like tragic and uplifting kind of at the same time, which is like a feat, right?
Mhm.
Mother 3 like fucking starts with tragedy. And so many of the characters, like not just their backstories, but the events that actually occur in game with them, they're just straight up just fucking tragic. And so it's more kind of the opposite, where it's like Mother 3 is a very tragic game with like moments of comedy,
Mhm.
but that makes the moments of comedy like fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's
Whereas
the breaker, like the mold breaker, right?
yeah. Whereas Earthbound is a very comedic game with moments of tragedy in it.
Mhm.
And because they take so much more time to not just develop the characters and the setting, but and like the stakes overall, right? Because the stakes are kind of nebulous in Earthbound until the end.
Mhm.
Whereas in Mother 3, you like really learn about what the stakes are maybe halfway through the game, and you're like, oh, this is some serious shit. Um, it ends up making the ending of Mother 3, it has the same effect as Earthbound, but it's like exponential,
Mhm.
where the ending of Earthbound is really impactful for me personally because like it pulls something that you're not expecting and it recontextualizes a lot of the previous game. Mother 3, without getting into any spoilers or anything, Mother 3 does the same thing but in a different way, to the point that it almost recontextualizes the entire series. And that's kind of like that's a feat, you know?
Mhm.
Where Metal Gear Solid 2 bait and switched you by saying, okay, you think you're going to play as the same person and it's going to be just a direct continuation of the previous game. Mother 3 is kind of like, you thought you knew what these games were about, and I'm going to thematically recontextualize the entire fucking thing. And it's good. It's real good. Yeah, twice. That's a good way to put it. The world in Mother 3 is very harsh, whereas the world in Earthbound is very like very clearly supposed to be an exaggeration and like a parody of the real world of the US in particular.
Mhm.
Whereas yeah, Mother 3 is like it's not post-apocalyptic, but like it almost feels like it because of just the atmosphere.
So, speaking of Mother 3, I do actually have something that you did not or PD or Boxer Chan gave me. So give me 1 second.
Oh, okay.
I think
All right,
you will
everybody.
appreciate this. Hold on.
Everybody, you know what to do. Everybody, riot. Riot. Chat. How are you
So,
doing?
I thought this was Mother 3. I was wrong. But I bought a lot when I was buying and reselling video games, and I kept a couple things. So I got a home, like, quote-unquote homebrewed Mother 1 and 2.
Oh shit! For
That-
GBA?
Yeah, that you can have.
Oh
As
shit!
a-
What, you don't want it?
No, it's been sitting on my shelf.
Uh,
It will be a gift to commemorate us going through like 10 hours of talking about our favorite thing.
Okay. Well, shit. I have to. Do you? I have bananas. Do you want?
You want a banana?
Oh, I appreciate. So I really do appreciate that. I mean, like you don't have to do that. Dude.
No, I want to give it to you. It literally just it's shitting. It's just sitting on my shelf. So if you're gonna play it, more power to you. Plus, it's not official, so like,
Yeah, is it like a translation of?
yeah, it's
the
like
Japanese
direct. Yeah,
version?
it's translated, and they put 1 and 2 onto the GBA. Oh yeah. I sold it to. I sold
10 minutes in the meditation room.
is the gift. Yeah, let me spend 10 minutes in the meditation gift.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I sold Mother 3 to Angry. I completely forgot. Because it was like one of the things of, I'm not going to sell that to like, I'm not going to throw it out there because it's not official. And then I showed Angry, and Angry was like, I'll buy it. I was like, all right, cool. So, Angry has Mother 3, and I'll give you 1 and 2.
Shit, okay. I mean, if you're sure,
Yeah, I'm for sure. I'm definitely for sure.
I will give you a smooch.
I'll give you a smooch on camera.
Well, thank you. Shit.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go use the restroom, and then we'll talk about mine. Which,
yeah, I'm excited to see yours.
These I am gonna rant and rave about.
Okay,
I will say.
I'm very excited to see what all you have to say about yours.
One of them will be a haha funny, and it has meaningful. You'll see. Give me a second, and we're just gonna use the rest. Yeah, sure, Riot. I don't care. Just Riot. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun.
Chat, how are you today? What are your opinions? What are your favorite games? Shame Nintendo never bought 3 over. There's no reason why they couldn't. Yeah, so like, I've definitely seen plenty of interviews with Reggie when he was still president that it seemed like he kind of just had a hard-on for like not people would ask him directly and he'd be like, no, we're not doing it. You know what I mean? Like he was very insistent about that. I have seen the suggestion in recent years that perhaps the reason is that the Magypsies could have been misconstrued or construed, I suppose, as transphobic. Which I don't disagree with that. I think there's something to be said about, you know, that's a way to read their characters. However, I would argue with anybody who might say that we're talking about 2006. When that was kind of normal in American comedy. You know what I mean?
Oh, so like, yes, Riot.
I don't know how I feel about
Riot.
That's if it's something you're ever interested in, I would love to see you play Undertale. You speaking about Mother 3 feels that Toby Fox took direct inspiration from other storytelling. Okay, here's the thing, Twice. I have Undertale. I've had it for years. I am definitely going to play it. I don't know if it's something that I want to play on stream because I feel like what little I know about it, not even like about the text of the game, but what little I know about the emotional impact of the game and what I know about, I don't know if this is much of a thing now, 8 years later, but the fan community and how they interact with people who play the game publicly. I'm not sure if that's something that I want to be a public experience. I you know what I mean? Like, if Minesweeper or Solitaire in the center, it's Joe's. The center of Joe's. Angry says, I have a few guesses of what Joe has on the list.
Oh, some of them are going to be very obvious.
Here it is. Let us.
Yeah, you ready?
I'm pulling it up. Let's do it, baby. Here we go. This is Joe's list. But wait, what? Reasonable? What the fuck are boffin and frack? Is that? Did you just get me to like swear in like English? Is that? Did I say a swear? Okay.
Did I say a no?
Okay. Can I react before you begin?
Yes.
Trails of Cold Steel.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty World at War. I kind of had a feeling, but if this were happening 2 weeks ago before you did that speedrun attempt,
yeah,
I probably wouldn't have guessed it. Mario Kart Double Dash, that makes sense. One of the Mario Kart. I wasn't sure which one it would be, but Mario Kart makes sense. Pokemon Coliseum absolutely fucking makes sense. P4 makes sense, but I've never played any Persona game to its completion, so I'm curious why you picked 4 instead of 3 or 5.
Okay.
Borderlands 2, I was not expecting. Sonic Riders, I was not expecting. Brutal Legend, if you had asked me what the 9 would be, I wouldn't have picked this one, but you've talked about it in the past, so it does make sense. I don't know what Garfield is doing. I know that you played. Did you play this to completion on stream?
Yes.
Okay,
We
I know
couldn't
that you
get through
played
the
this,
end
like-
because it was glitched, so we just
Okay,
chalked it up
that's
as
right.
being completed.
But I don't know why it's here.
Because, and I'll get to it, but there's a reason why it's up here.
Okay.
Angry, and I will explain, because Crystal was up there, but I changed it to Coliseum. I'll explain it, but
Enlighten us, Joe.
Well,
And
what
we are all in the meditation room now.
we are
Enlighten.
all in the meditation room. So we're gonna start with trail. We're gonna start from the top and do how we've been doing it, going around in a little circle, kind of like this. We're gonna do a little spiral. All right, Trail of Cold Steel. This series honestly is inspired by VTuber model. Like, it inspired how I was going to do world building. This series as a whole, it's a lot to take in. But if you do start from Trail Skies. Oh, my order's been picked up from Chico's. Oh, look at that.
Oh shit.
We're gonna be doing a live food reveal too.
Hell yeah.
But the thing with this series, the Legend of Heroes series, there's a lot of minor characters that end up being big characters. And as I discover, because I started with Trail of Cold Steel, there are characters, like side characters you meet through like mini side events or quests in Trails of Cold Steel 1 that turn into big characters in Trail of Cold Steel 3. Like, everyone has an impact on how things play out. And the all-star cast they have, there's like 9 or 10 main characters in the class. They all have their own personality. They all have different backgrounds, all different walks of life. One's from she's the daughter of a tech genius. One's like a son of a baron, but he turns out to be because he's the main character, turns out to be the son of the governor. Like, there's a lot of things that they blindside you left and right with stuff. And it's fantastic. And people that are relevant in the very first game start coming back in 3 and 4, Trail of Cold Steel. Because Trails of Cold Steel is near the end of that line. Which, I didn't know that when I first started, and I've ranted about this. Because a lot of people are like, oh, you could just jump into Trail of Cold Steel and not worry about Trails of Sky or Trail of Zero or Azure. Don't worry about that stuff. Alright, cool. The moment I get to 3, I realize, oh shit, I should have played those. Because major characters from Trail of Zero and Azure and Trail of Sky become major characters in 3 and 4.
Yeah, Joe, just start at Fast and the Furious 5. It's fine.
Yeah, you know what? Start at 5. You know what? You're right. Let me just hop right in there. Let's get in there.
I get that.
But the world building and the political aspect, they do so well. There's so much lore. You can pick up books and learn about previous wars. You can learn about how the economics of different countries work. You literally learn about this world if you just interact with the environment. Every NPC talk has something to do with what's going on, or has, like, they're talking about stuff that has happened in the past. It is such a very good RPG. Now, the only gripe that I would have had if I played this on the PS3, they didn't have a speed up battle option. Well, luckily I played on the PS4, which it does. So when you do some grinding, you can speed up through the battles and do auto battle stuff.
Like, fast forward the entire battle?
Yeah, so like you can like auto battle essentially.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
The series as a whole is fantastic. It has such a great narrative. They do such a good world building. They do good building on mythology, which actually starts slowly coming to take place near the end of it. I'm not going to go into too much detail, because I need to get back to finish 4. That's one thing I need to get back to. But this is an RPG that, like, it has made me cry multiple times throughout the games. Like, each Trails 1, 2, and 3, I think I cried 3 or 4 times per game.
Yo. Joe cry on stream?
Yeah, I have. You can ask Reasonable. Reasonable has been there most of the time I've played Trails. I have cried multiple times on stream. Yeah, you start. Look, it's good. Wait, Persona. The Persona brand's gonna be even worse. All right.
Reasonable. Nobody got Joe started on Trails. Joe got Joe started on Trails.
Yeah, I got myself started on it. But look, to the point where I bought a limited art piece. I spent $350 on that art piece.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love it that much, all right? If they had Persona stuff, I would be doing the same thing. Which they kind of do, but it's kind of not like as high quality as that.
Yeah.
So, just yeah. Trails is good.
And I like it.
And I like it.
Joe, there are accusations in chat. Can you confirm? Cade says it was a very ugly cry. Consoling this man was difficult.
No, that was for Persona. He's got confused. One of my clips on my trailer is the main character and one of my favorite characters kissing. So I've done a lot of jumping up and down and like being happy.
Mm-hmm.
Persona is he's talking about Persona 5. Persona is all about needing to buy clothes for one of the characters. Joe was sad the character didn't have a shirt.
That's where the that's where the crossover comes in, where you get Diddy Kong and the character without a shirt together.
Yep.
And collectively, they have a set of clothes, right?
Ryuji definitely could go on an adventure with Diddy Kong. I could really see it. He goes ape mode a couple times. Like, I could see it.
I'm gonna pretend like I know what those things mean. Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
I understand. And I mean, we'll talk about this again since we're here. Call of Duty World at War on the Wii specifically. As some of you may know, as of late, the news came out because I never thought it would be important or apparently important to my character development as a person. I was ranked like 12th or 13th in the world for Call of Duty on the Wii. I did competitions and stuff via forums and other things. And the moment I decided I would go back and play it, they shut the servers down online, which kind of made me sad. Very impressive, by the way, they kept them up that long. But they shut the servers down online.
Big sad.
Big sad. So, I need to order a new nunchuck, and I'll probably do that tonight. So once I order a new nunchuck, I will be attempting a speedrun of it. But yeah, there's only one speedrun record attempt out there, and it seemed very easy. So what I'll do again, I'll do a regular playthrough so people can understand the story that's never seen it, and then I'll do the speedrun. That way I can skip cutscenes, run past important stuff, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, Call of Duty World at War, I spent obviously plenty of hours on. The story itself is fantastic. They make you feel for these characters in such a short amount of time. They did very good with both Russian and the American tellings of the story. As a World War II nut, I will love the perspectives they put. My favorite perspective was the Stalingrad mission, which was the introduction to the Russian side of the campaign. You were Dmitri, and you are going through basically how it starts off. You are in Stalingrad's fountain, like the center. You were surrounded by your dead comrades. They literally threw bodies in there, and you had to slowly sneak your way out without getting detected by the Germans walking by. And then you meet up with a sergeant, and he takes you through Stalingrad, and it ends up turning into a sniper mission. It's very good. They did very good storytelling. Obviously, at the time, it was the hot commodity for online multiplayer. So I did that on the Wii, which, included this fucking bad boy here, this shotgun in my hand. But
wow,
yeah,
it just threatening everybody right
yeah,
now.
threatening everyone on stream. Wasn't there a movie that had the body pile up with a guy hiding in the pile? Maybe. I know a couple games have done it. Homefront did it, which that was a cool, unique story. I really like that. That wouldn't surprise me. I think Enemy at the Gate is what you might be thinking. That's a Stalingrad movie that might have did it. I don't remember. But yeah, Call of Duty World at War on the Wii. And they had zombies too. Yay.
Oh, yeah, it was that period where every one of them had a zombies mode.
Yep.
I mean, you gotta, right?
And let me tell you, playing zombies on that was horrible. Because I played it on the Black Ops more than anything else on Black Ops for the Wii.
Mhm.
It was fucking horrible.
What, playing it with the motion controls?
Yes.
Fair. Fair.
But yeah. That's Call of Duty for the Wii. Mario Kart Double Dash. My favorite Mario Kart of all time. I grew up with the GameCube. I spent hundreds of hours on Mario Kart. There was literally days where I would try to do the hardest difficulty, perfection run it. I would literally be in my room for 13 hours trying to do that straight. Like, I really loved Double Dash. And I'd love the fact that you could have two different specials. You have two different people on there. And then the weight would actually matter. So if you had a big guy and a little guy, you could drift easier if the big guy was in the back.
Oh, really?
Yep, apparently my DoorDash driver, April, is approaching.
April is rapidly approaching your location.
Mm-hmm. The maps were fantastic. I loved the Wario Dome, which was a fantastic map. The Rainbow Road on here was my favorite. So my main duo in Double Dash. Oh, hold on. I think my food's here.
Oh. All right, chat. You know what to do. You know what to do, chat. Chat, don't tell Joe. I have to use the bathroom. Riot without me. I'll be right back.
They door dashed it to my door. My office door. AKA my roommate grabbed it. Let me finish Mario Kart and then we'll rant about. We'll do a live food reveal. Whoop! You still there? Oh no! Did we lose PD? I think we lost the PD. All right. Well, since PD's gone, let me. We're gonna do this. Don't tell him. Don't tell him what. Hold on. Now I'm turning myself up. I'm coming through, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming through. All right.
Yeah, Joe. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
I definitely didn't dash to the bathroom door.
You could have told me, and I would have.
No, for some reason, my last words before I muted were, "Don't tell him I'm going to use the bathroom."
Good. Make him paranoid on stream.
I misjudged the distance from your computer to the front door.
No, my roommate got the order and dropped it off at my office door.
I was like, surely I can do this before he gets back.
So
I was wrong.
No, you're good. Sorry, I'm trying to make this food presentation in a minute here happen.
Ooh. Oh, we doing food stream?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish my Mario Kart rant though.
Okay, yeah. So you like when they put the big butt in the back and then you can Tokyo Drift as Adam Sandler.
Yep, exactly. My mains in Double Dash were Mario, Donkey Kong on the Bowser cart. That was my main. And everything had statistics, but that was the one I ended up with because I like the aesthetic. I love that DK had Big Banana that turned into Little Bananas. And then Mario had Fireball. Yeah. But I have a lot of memories playing with friends with Double Dash. I think Double Dash, there was 3 games on the GameCube I put a lot of hours in. Custom Robo, Double Dash, and Pokemon Coliseum. Those were the 3 games I put the most time into.
That's fair.
But yeah, before we continue, that's it for Mario Kart. Honestly, my favorite map of all time from the Mario Kart series is Rainbow Road on Double Dash.
Oh, it's not Baby Park?
No, as much as we play Baby Park, it is not Baby Park.
Okay, fair. I would have thought it was just Baby Park.
No, Baby Park is just a meme. Okay, so we're gonna... I ordered mac and cheese as an appetizer. They gave me fries with mac and cheese.
What?
Yeah, look. I didn't order the fries.
Oh, do you not? I mean, I'll take them if you don't want them.
Yeah, sure. You want
Yeah, yeah, just hold on to them. Huh? I wonder. Do they just put fries with everything?
them? I
where you
guess
went?
maybe. So I got bonus
Huh.
fries. Yeah.
Wait. Did you order mac and cheese from a Mexican place?
No, I got Mexican food too, but I saw they had mac and cheese. It was mac and queso. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let me try it.
Oh.
This is gonna be. I'm gonna be up till 4 a.m. So this is my meal for the day. I'm not eating
Oh,
this in
okay.
one sitting.
Why are you gonna be up till 4?
Working on videos and stuff.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you were going to work, and then I was gonna feel like a dunce.
No.
Okay.
Then I got chips and queso, as one does,
hmm
and then I got ACP.
Was
It's basically
ACP?
queso over a bed of rice with meat, and they didn't put the chicken.
They
I-
didn't wait. They didn't put the chicken.
I ordered chicken and shrimp, and they only gave me the shrimp.
Oh. Wait.
Well,
So you got ACP without the P?
yeah.
What?
Well,
I don't understand.
that's wow. They basically ruined your food. Yep. Well,
Like,
so we're just gonna eat the mac
isn't
and
that just like
cheese.
ASP?
ASP?
Arroz sin pollo? Get, got him.
Sorry,
That's how you say that, right?
I'm just gonna get a
Right?
quick bite real quick. Yeah.
Somebody confirm,
Someone fake justify me, please.
please. They completely ruined your food.
Yep, they completely ruined my food.
Look, angry. There might not be P, but there are fries.
That is stretchy cheese, though.
Should have gotten the blisteringly hot Indian curry instead. Reasonable says.
If you wanted me to finish the stream, no.
If Joe has Mario Kart on his list, why does he always lose to everyone and the bots on community night? Look, reasonable. Don't kink shame Joe.
Maybe I do it on purpose. You ever thought about that?
Yeah, like he's into that shit, right?
So,
So,
Pokemon Coliseum.
yes.
Did a playthrough not too long ago of it. Still to this day, one of my top 2 favorite Pokemon games of all time. A series that will never see light of day ever again. Because Nintendo pretends it never happened. Even though they have made references to Shadow Pokemon in the TCG and in the Pokemon Go game.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have like Shadow Lugia and like shadow forms of different Pokemon in the Pokemon Go game. Such a fantastic story. It throws you right into it. It introduces such that tinkling in the back of people's head of, I wonder what it's like to capture other people's Pokemon. Well, shit, you get to do it. You get to steal other people's Pokemon. But it's okay, because those Pokemon's hearts were forcibly closed, and they're fighting against their will. So what you do is you earn their trust, and you open their hearts again.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
Big uwu.
Okay.
You're a savior of Pokemon. Even though you're technically a villain, but you're a villain fighting the villains, you know?
So I was gonna say you can only steal Pokemon from people who are like have malintent.
Yeah, with the shadow Pokemon.
Huh.
But it still fulfills that role, or the thought in the back of the mind of, I want to steal this Pokemon.
That's fair. Okay.
So it's
okay.
the gameplay is solid. I mean, it's Pokemon. I mean, it's the same formula across the board. I love the open world-ish aspect, the 3D to it. It was beautiful. I love that they introduced a whole new region, the Ore region. They didn't make any new Pokemon for it, but they reused. They put a lot of Johto and what is it? Hoenn Pokemon. In it.
Hoenn?
Yeah, Hoenn.
Yeah.
As long as Kanto, because there was some Kanto, but it was a lot of those Pokemon.
Mhm.
Overall stories, great, 10 out of 10. Very simple, very straightforward. You were part of the villain group. You turned good. You realized what was going on. So you and Espeon and Umbreon go off and save the day. Okay, you steal the snagging machine, which allows them to which allows you to steal the shadow Pokemon. Which don't ask me why the villain group made a weapon against their own idea. Don't ask me. But
Big brain.
you get to the first town, not the train cart. You start at a train cart, you do your battle, introduce you to double battle, which I love the fact the whole game's double battle. I love that fact. Double battle is my favorite format for Pokemon. You go to this town, which is still Punic City, I believe it's pronounced, but it's still one of this days one of my favorite looking Pokemon cities because it's literally the oasis in the desert. Because there's all this flowing water, and you're in the middle of a desert. The aesthetics are cool with the aqueducts and a bunch of it's a beautiful city. And then the Colosseum is still one of my favorite Colosseums. It's literally you are on a platform, it's surrounded by water. And it has waterfalls flowing from the ceiling. It's so good. And that Cade's quoting fucking Persona if you love it. But you find this girl who is basically being kidnapped by these peons. You save this girl from this being kidnapped, and you find out she can naturally see what Pokemon are shadow Pokemon, aka which ones have their hearts closed. So you take on this girl, whoever you named. I named her Nozomi in my playthrough, and you go through this adventure. You figure out what's going on in the world, what Team Snag'em's up to, and you basically defeat them. And along the way, you come across that they captured legendary Pokemon somehow. And you save the legendary Pokemon if you're good enough, like me. And not hard resetting 30 times. But, yeah, you save the Pokemon, and then, yeah, you become the hero of the region after this big final battle. Which is still one of the hardest Pokemon battles, to this day.
Oh, yeah. But you're a pro gamer.
But I'm a pro gamer, exactly.
So, easy.
Easy. It was easy peasy. That's what we're going to keep telling ourselves. Anyway.
Yeah.
It was such a good series. And there's a reason why the physical copy is $100 and XD Gale of Darkness is $150. Because it's the only game platform you can play it on. Unless you do emulator.
They never got re-released.
Nope. Pokemon says, the Pokemon company said this never happened.
Mm-hmm.
They pretend these games never came out, never existed.
That's just rude.
Mm-hmm. Even though to this day, I still think it's one of the top fan favorite games.
Yeah, I've never played either of them, but I've definitely seen them pop up a lot with people who are who are better fans of the series than I am, bigger fans of the series, I should say.
But yeah, and then there's a bunch of post-game stuff too. Like, you can go through and beat the towers, the end tower again and you can go to the Team Snag'em base, which is like the post-game boss area. And you can go back and capture all the missed shadow Pokemon.
Oh,
and then
cool.
In the beginning, you have a choice between the three starters. Well, they're in their secondary stage of the evolution, but you get to choose between the 3 Johto starters. And so where you would get those Johto starters is post-game.
I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Very
That's
good.
cool.
Very good game. I really enjoyed Pokemon Colosseum, in case you can't tell.
Yeah.
So, about that Garfield.
So about what?
So I said about that Garfield.
Yeah. Tell me about Garfield Lasagna World Tour.
So Garfield Lasagna World Tour is on here because it is the first retro game we have beaten on stream via actual console, not emulator.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, retro? What is it? What system is it on?
PS2.
Oh, okay. That's fair. So you picked it because it's the first retro game that you've played to completion on stream.
Yep. And I raged a lot at it too. But
Why?
because it's shit.
I saw a little bit of your playthrough, but like, explain how is this game
The
shit?
mechanics are so jank. The camera works awful, worse than Kingdom Hearts camera. Some of the stuff just doesn't make sense. But I had a good time, and it's the first game Ian stream completed as a retro game on the actual system, which is literally the only reason why it's here.
That's fair. Well, that's important. That's important that you had fun with it.
Oh yeah, plenty of fun, plenty of rage moments, but plenty of fun.
Yeah.
And I wanted something to represent chat and us, one of those moments,
Yeah, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I get that. Because like without stream, Voices of the Void wouldn't have been on my list. So I get that. I get that.
But yeah, that's Garfield. That's the literally only reason why it's up there.
Do you intend to continue delving into the retro Garf verse?
Talk about with like Garfield karting and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if I get him, yeah, I'd do it.
All right. All right.
Bye, Angry.
Bye, Angry. Have a good.
But yeah, I'll eventually do it. I'd be
Okay.
down.
Okay.
They shouldn't be long games, so I'd definitely be down. It should take like a stream or two.
I will remember this. I will remember that you said this.
And so when I show up this weekend, and you have a physical copy of Garfield karting, I have to do it.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen.
But
I'm saying that there is a possibility.
That this could occur.
It might. It might.
So, let's go on to something more easier and more memorable to talk about. Sonic Riders.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I gotta say. Just Sonic
love
Riders. That's the tweet.
Fair. I haven't played this one at all. Actually, of all the Sonic games I played, I've missed this one.
So this Sonic is not. It's loved, but it's not at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't like it. Why? I don't know. I think it's because it's different from the mainstay formula of Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it did something different, we're gonna use boards, like hoverboards. Why would the spastic thing alive use hoverboards?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, no, I didn't mean to click. I was closing out the DoorDash stuff. That's my fault. And they made another one, which was motion controlled with the 360,
Oh yeah, with the Kinect.
Yeah, with the Kinect. That was awful. I'll say that one was awful.
Mm-hmm.
Premise was great. It was like a sequel to this. Premise was great. Execution was horrible. Sonic Riders is a nice self-contained story where you introduce Jet and his crew, and then it's a good party race game too on top of it, where everyone can be on equal terms. So it comes down to how well you know how to play the game. The map designs were pretty good. They had Easter eggs to other games. There was a Sega Carnival level that you unlocked by beating the game in day and night mode, which is essentially the hero and villain story. And it gave an homage to a bunch of games that came out when Sonic was coming out. So Crazy Taxi, and some other things.
That's cool.
The overall aesthetic of it, very good. The cutscenes were very well done. But it's not like Final Fantasy kind of drastic cut where it's this fucking CG beautiful masterpiece of a fucking cutscene, then you go back to pixels. It wasn't like that. It was a little more seamless, but not that much.
Mm-hmm.
I think I put about 150 hours into this game, and I still didn't unlock all the characters.
Yeah.
You can unlock Eggman's robots. You can unlock Rouge, Shadow. There's a lot of homage characters you can unlock, including Eggman stuff like that. Overall, this was one of my favorite party games. I used to play this a lot with friends and stuff when I was younger. I still have my original copy. So, very good game. Also, if we were going to do, like, real talk, I would put Super Mario Sunshine over Garfield. Like, if we were to do, like, actual, like...
Yeah. You do Sunshine. Do you want to talk about that?
No, I mean, it's self-explanatory. I've talked about it plenty of times. Sunshine's a very good game, hard game. And I'm going to do a playthrough of it eventually because I never fully completed it.
Yeah.
And I think now that I'm a cognizant adult and not a little dweeb Joe, I could actually probably beat it.
Small bab.
Yeah, I'm not a small bab. But yeah, so Sonic Riders, very good. If you can emulate it, don't. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But very good game. Very cheap. It shouldn't be that expensive on the GameCube either.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that. Borderlands 2. I've put 200 hours into Borderlands 2. Playing with my friends, playing the DLC. Story. So, have you played Borderlands at all?
I have not. I'm a little bit familiar with it. They're like first-person shooters with RPG elements, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the first Borderlands didn't have a story. It kind of did, but it wasn't like laid out. It was like, oh, you're going to area, doing these missions. That's it. That kind of thing. And at the end, you unlock the vault because they're called Vault Hunters. Well, at the end of the first one, you get the vault. That's it. So Borderlands 2 picks up with a new cast of characters that interact with the first set of characters from the first game. They become their own beings. They get their own lines. They get actually voice. Not there's just quick whips, you know? So Borderlands 2, you follow these new group of Vault Hunters, and you realize that Handsome Jack, the villain, which to this day, one of the best villains of all video game history. They did him so well. Personality was on point. Voice acting was great. You got to see him at his peak, and you got to see him at his weakest. Like, it was so good. Borderlands made me tear up with two of the deaths that happened.
Made you cry?
Not made me cry, but they make me tear up. The interaction between you and the NPCs, the world building, everything was such a big and vast improvement from the first one. Because the studio Gearbox, they didn't know what they really wanted to do with it, but they knew people loved it. So they're like, let's put an actual campaign to it. This game has such amazing replay value. And even starting from scratch, you'll get a different, you'll have different experiences because there are so many different guns in there, which I love because that's the RPG aspect. There's going to be different guns with different stats, different abilities, this, that, and third, which affects how you have to play the game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you'll still have the Ho Dunks versus the fucking, I can't remember the other redneck family, but you get to basically be part of a family feud. Like two family, like kind of like the, what's the famous one? I can't remember. The one from West Virginia. Those family, the two families, Hatfield and McCoys. Kind of like the Hatfield and McCoys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that respect. You get to see these little micro towns. You get to live through those, them building up, becoming better. It's such a funny game. Kind of like how Earthbound was like a very funny game to you. Borderlands 2 is a fucking hilarious game, and it makes me laugh every time.
That's fair.
The art... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, because I haven't really ever played them, I didn't realize that it was, like, a comedic thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. The art style, and then with the comedic effect, it makes it such a charming thing. Because things that were coming out at the time were like... Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, stunning visuals, realistic. This had a cartoony feel to it, but not like over the top. Like the art style of the characters and the character design, oh, it's so beautiful. Gives a comic book feel to it.
Yeah.
Borderlands 2 was such a good game. Oh god, it's one of those things that I really do want to play on stream again. Or, like, play through and beat it on stream.
Do it.
Well, it's part of the list of things that I have to do, you know?
Yeah, Garfield, Borderlands.
Garfield, Borderlands, played through Sonic Riders, do some Call of Duty Wii, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, you just got to go through until you check them all off, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you get it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So yeah, highly recommend the Borderlands series. Borderlands, it's Borderlands. If you want to do it in like chronological order, it goes Borderlands, Borderlands the pre-sequel, Borderlands 2, Borderlands 3.
Okay.
4 games, easily you can get 40 to 50 hours of content per. Like, it's very fun, very action paced, very funny. Like, it's just the series, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Reasonable has other suggestions for you.
Oh yeah, I gotta play Minesweeper and Solitaire. Just have a Solitaire stream. Yeah, okay. No speaking, no camera, just the Solitaire.
Yeah.
No mic ASMR Solitaire stream. Okay.
Perfect.
It'll
It'll be great. People
yeah,
love it.
Borderlands, and plus I spent plenty of hours playing with my friends as well. One of my closest friends, Fam Otaku, who comes in, he's the one that wanted me to do Kingdom Hearts. Me and him have played lots of hours on Borderlands and Borderlands 2. Like, lots of hours of playing over, like, PS3, like, communication system, like, scuff talking. Like, oh, it's great.
Yeah. So
Lots of fun memories.
Are you not a big fan of the third one?
It was a time skip because they didn't do one for a long time. They did like some smaller ones like Tiny Tina Wonderland and some other stuff. But with Borderlands 3, I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't feel the same. Like, if they would have ended at 2, it would have been the perfect note. But they left 2 open to be like, we can travel to all these different worlds to find these vaults. Like, how it ends, and I'm not going to talk about how it ends, but it leaves that open to, oh, we can do another game. And you do a lot of traveling. Don't get me wrong, it's a great game, but I would put it under 2.
Okay. I got you.
Just, yeah, it's a good game. And I like it.
And I like it. That's fair. That's good.
So Brutal Legend is a one-off in a series that I really wish could have had some more games to it. Do you know anything about this?
Isn't the main character played by Jack Black?
Mm-hmm. And Jack Black's also the designer and director of the game.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. And was it directed by Tim Schafer?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's the extent of what I know about it.
So,
because I played some of his earlier games, but
you follow the story of Eddie Riggs, who's the main character, which is basically Jack Black. It was good when he played it. So what I want to do, since I have the Xbox controller, I'm going to redo it because it's easier to do on controller than it is on mouse and keyboard.
Oh yeah.
And there's one part where I really need to like focus up because there's these couple parts where it's like an escort mission, and playing on a mouse and keyboard for it is hard. But so you follow Eddie Riggs, who's like from the old age of like rock and roll, of like Boston, Kiss, from Guns N' Roses, like that era. And he's a roadie, so he fixes things. He can fix anything, make anything happen. So you follow him at the beginning of the story. He's with this new rock band, which is kind of like a mix of Backstreet Boys and like My Chemical Romance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not rock, you know. And something happens where one of the idiots climbs up to the top of the stage. Eddie saves him, but in the process of saving him, he dies. While this belt buckle on that he carries, turns out when blood gets to it and unleashes a mythical monster and kills everyone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go to Eddie waking up. He wakes up in this mythical world where rock and roll is like a fabled legend. But he can read music notes. And he has a guitar. So he can play these music notes, make these things happen. And the world's being like oppressed by these aliens and stuff. Like, it's a very good story. You follow him, and he's teaching people about the ways of rock and roll, teaching them how to fight back with this music. And then Ozzy Osbourne makes his way up as the god of hell and the god of rock and roll, which is fucking hilarious. But yeah, very solid story. This game has made me cry. There's some moments that I will say were very well written. There's a lot of there's a thing at one point is betrayal. It gets everyone feeling low, depressed. The gameplay of it's pretty, it's kind of cookie cutter a little bit, with the press X to attack kind of thing, nothing special. But you can use your guitar to make different spells, to make different field effects happen, use it to do different things on the field. And you learn you learn about this world in a very Jack Black way. The humor is on point. The soundtrack is fantastic. While they have their own OSTs, they also got the licensing to do a lot of rock and roll songs from like Black Sabbath, Metallica, all that stuff.
Okay, that's cool.
Like, it's such a very well put game. And I played the demo before I ever got a PS3. My brother had an Xbox 360. I had a Wii at the time. I played the demo for this so many times. Like, I just enjoyed it. It was hilarious. I loved the appeal to it, the atmosphere it brought, the hilarity and the comedy that it's just funny. And then the moment I got a PS3, this was the first game that I bought.
Okay.
Like, I didn't get Call of Duty. I bought Brutal Legend.
Well, yeah. Why would you need Call of Duty when you already have Call of Duty on the Wii?
You know what? You're right. Big brain. See, big brain. Big brain.
That's cool. So you're saying if you play this game again, you cry on stream?
Oh yeah, I will. 100%.
Well, what is this the kind of thing that it'll affect you like on repeat viewings or?
Yeah, because of how well written it is, and how it plays out.
I would not have expected that from a game like this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Jack Black did such a fucking good job, and only ever did one game.
Yeah.
And it's such an underrated game. A lot of people don't talk about it, and it sucks that people don't because it's so fucking good.
That's cool. I'm only really familiar with some of his earlier stuff, like from the 90s. Yeah, Tim Schafer, not Jack Black.
I was like, wait, he did stuff in the 90s? Hello?
No. And I was aware of this when it came out, but I didn't have a PS3 or a 360 when this came out, so I missed this one,
Yeah, this was a very good game. And today, I still say it holds up.
Yeah. That's cool. Okay.
There is... God, I really want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it. I do plan on getting around to it.
It's fine. Just turn it on. Just pop it on. Let's play.
Just play.
Right now.
Yeah.
12-hour stream.
12 hours.
24-hour stream.
It's more like 36 to 40. Because I'll get lost in the world. The world is such a beautiful environment. They did so well with the Easter eggs. And then you could go and find these monoliths. If you play a certain like rock song ballad to it, it will tell you the story of the land, how it was formed, how the gods of rock came to be.
That's
like,
cool.
Oh my god, it's so good!
Huh, that's really cool.
It's just, it's great.
Yeah.
Before we end on the most sad but beautiful note known as Persona 4, got any comments, questions, concerns up until this point?
So I definitely need to find you more physical Garfield games.
Yeah.
Gotta get you to play Brutal Legend so you cry on stream.
Mm-hmm.
I sincerely wish you luck in your speedrunning endeavors once you have a new nunchuck. And what about Pokemon Coliseum 2?
You mean XD Gale Darkness?
Yeah.
I have someone who's selling me their copy way under market price. I just got to get them the money, and then I'll play it.
Oh, so you haven't played it?
No, I have not on stream.
Okay. Okay.
That's going to be a little different because Pokemon Coliseum, they start you at level 25. Gale of Darkness, they start you at level 1 with your Pokemon. So,
I
like,
got
it's
you.
going to even more grind to, like, get up there. And
Yeah. That's rough.
yeah, but I mean, that's fine. It's a Pokemon game. Like,
Yeah. And then, so, okay. Like 10 years ago, I got for the original, for the PlayStation 2, I got an original copy of Persona 3, not the extended version,
mhm.
not FES. And I played like 50 hours of it, so probably like 10% of the entire game. Uh, and I put it down and I've never come back to it. So I have like no exposure to this series. So
So,
I'm curious about this.
every Persona has its own story. You don't need to play one to understand the other.
Yeah.
They're their own standalone, but they all have different themes. And with the most recency one, because a lot of people don't like talk about 1 or 2, and I won't do that today. With Persona 3, it teaches people how to deal with death. Persona 4 teaches you how to find your true self and be okay with yourself. True acceptance of yourself. Number 5 is there's corrupt bullshit everywhere, but you'll find people who believe in you and will be your friends even through the corruptness that is this world. Those are the messages they each carry. So, Persona 4. I randomly saw my friend, we're going back to Phantom Otaku. We're going back to him. He was playing it one day and I was like, what the hell is this? And he was like, it's Persona. I was like, what the fuck's Persona? And he's like, I'm about to take you on a journey. He goes through this. So how it actually started, I believe we watched the anime. We started watching the anime. And I got really interested. And I was like, man, this would be a cool game. He's like, it is a fucking game. He pulls out his copy of Persona 4. And he lent me his PS2. He said, go play this. So I go through this. It was a time in my life that I was doubting myself. Trying to find who I was. Trying to figure out what I want to be. Do I really accept? Is it okay for me to be what I like what things I do, what I like to do? Is it okay for me to like anime? Is it okay for me to wear this stuff? Is it okay for me to be funny, cringy a little bit, make people laugh? This game taught me a life lesson. It taught me that it's okay to be me. People are going to say shit no matter what. But there are people out there that will accept you for you and be there to support you no matter what. And it's a lesson that really formed me and changed me into what I am today.
Okay. Yeah.
The story itself, because you're basically self-inserting yourself. Because the MC is you. Well, his name is Yuna Arakami, but you are the main character. You are a blank slate. There's no personality or whatever to it. You make the decisions on what this person is. You make the decisions on how you interact with people. You make the decisions on who you want to really get close to and befriend. You make the decision on who you want to, which girl you like enough to fall in love with and date. You are the character. So you put yourself in these shoes. You deal with these people accepting these facts that inside I am messed up a little bit. Like Yosuke, one of the first ones. He felt destroyed by his senpai that he really liked. She was killed as one of the murders of the game. It shows that inside that he didn't want to be in his home bunk town. He's mad that he got forced to move for his dad's job. He accepted that he had stuff he hated about himself. You learn about this, and it's like in the change of a flip of a coin. Because what happens is the shadows in these games, like the shadow version of you, well, in Persona 4 specifically, the shadow version of you is the self you won't accept. The side of you refuse to accept. Like with Yosuke, it was the fact that he didn't want to be in this hodunk town. It's the fact that he thinks, people don't like him. People talk about him behind his back. This, that, and the third. And he knows that people talk about it behind his back. He knows that, but he feels bad because the June S came to the town and is destroying some of the economy. Like some of the mom and pop shops closed after this big department store came. Happens when stuff like that happens. And he feels responsible for this. And it all comes to light. And the thing is, you defeat the shadow version of him. You go into this battle, you defeat him. He learns to accept through this battle that, that is a part of me. I have to accept that to be able to move on. I have to accept that to be able to become who I really am. And you, as a character, you go alongside these people and see the sides that they don't want anyone to see. And you become true friends. Like, you lean on each other. You go through these horrible experiences. And you go through these, like, nightmarish situations. But you do it together. And you learn that no matter what, as long as you stay true to yourself and you do you can get through it.
Okay. I can get behind that. Yeah, for sure.
The soundtrack is wonderful. When it comes to soundtracks, nothing's good as Persona 5. I love jazz. They did such a good job with them. I mean, I use Persona 5 in my ending. I use Persona 5 Striker music for videos. So do you. You use them for my videos.
Mm-hmm.
But sentimental-wise, there's a song that anytime I hear it, it makes me tear up a little bit. Even thinking about it now, it's called Snowflakes. It's like the winter. It's like the winter version, like theme song of like the overworld. So much happens during winter. A lot of deep emotional stuff, especially in Persona 4 Golden. A lot takes place in that winter land. You find these teenagers still trying to figure out what they want to do with life. And near the end of the game, you talk with your friends, and you find out they're figuring out what they want to do, how they want to proceed with life, how everything up to this point has affected them, and what they want to do proceeding onwards. Like, it's just so good.
And you said that this was like what, when you were in like your late teens?
I just graduated high school.
Okay. Have you gone back and replayed it since then?
Oh yeah, I played 4 and Golden. Golden is 4, but with some extra stuff. They added extra character, and they added on like post when you defeat the main game before the secret boss for the true ending. You add on. They give you like a month and a half, 2 months of extra in-game time.
Okay.
So you can refine. There's more to the relationships with these characters. You find out more of what the future has in hold for them. And then
that's cool.
Post game, in the original one, you never came back. That was it. The game ended. Post game of Golden, if you get the true ending with the extra character, which basically you have to befriend and like 100% like 10 out of 10 rank with this side character. Mm-hmm. You come back 6 months to a year later, and you see how everyone's changed. Their attitude is like become more them. Their looks look more natural. They change their looks. You see how the area's changed. You come across your uncle and your little niece. You see how they've grown. It's just the symbolism hits hard for me, and like the fact of you get this closure, especially with Golden, and like see, Twice gets it.
Yeah, a lot of symbolism that hits hard.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
I like it.
And I like this one. This one makes you cry on stream.
Oh, 100%. There's a thing halfway through, and I won't talk about it because it's a big spoiler. It's literally to the point where you could literally end the game right there and then, kind of decision. If you choose to do a certain thing halfway through, it ends the game.
Okay.
But it's after a very climactical, very heart-pulling, heart-strung moment. And it's like you want to do what feels right, like given to the revenge, but you shouldn't. Mm-hmm. And so they have multiple endings on if you give in to the revenge or not.
Yeah. Okay. If I haven't played 4, I know you'll love Naoto and Kanji. They're the best. Can you confirm this, Joseph?
Oh yeah, best couple right there. 100%.
Okay.
Naoto is a female who dresses as a male because she is a ace detective, like a childhood ace detective. But in the police force, they don't like women doing things, and Naoto addresses that issue by cross-dressing.
Mhm.
And she's like, I'm gonna do what I need to do. And so her thing was accepting that she is a female. This is just who a part she is. So you can break through and make strides in your field, that kind of thing. I won't go into much detail. There's so much character development, and they build up these characters so much. It's just so good.
Yeah. Well, shit. Are you gonna replay it?
I will eventually. That's
You
gonna be.
haven't streamed it though, right?
I have not streamed it. I streamed 5.
Okay.
But I was gifted by 12 Persona 4 Golden on Steam, so I can do
Right.
it. But the thing is, it's going to be like an 80 to 100 hour playthrough.
Yeah. Have you played 3?
I have watched 3 and I've watched the movies. I have not played it myself.
Okay. Okay.
And that's
And
it.
I like it.
And I liked it. Bam.
Well, shit. I guess that's all of them then.
That's it. We ended on such a, I don't know if that's a low or a high note, but
I think it's a high note. You know.
yes, Naoto and Kanji have good gender identity stories. Like it's so good.
I mean, I guess that means I have to play it, right?
Yeah, I think you would like it a lot.
Probably. Well, shit. Where do we even go from here, Joe?
We go to a Floam hand cam on Sunday.
All right, everybody, get ready. Go home? I am home.
I am
What
home.
do you mean? You relate to kanji a lot. Oh, I'm curious why.
Actually, that is a discussion I would love to have with you tonight twice. I'm really curious on that.
It's getting worse. Now it's 2 hours per 3x3 subject instead. Look, it's because it was the last ones, and I think we knew these were going to be.
Yeah, we knew it
Pretty-
was. Yeah, the end was
pretty
like we
lengthy.
knew.
Yeah. We
Oh.
knew.
So now the question is, someone's playing Trail Cold Steel. We're not gonna rate them because they're playing 4 on top of it. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know what to do at this point. Do we raid a perverted VTuber? Do we
What?
raid a wholesome VTuber? What do we do? You choose.
I choose?
Yeah, you choose.
Wait, oh, just so that you can have plausible deniability?
Yep. Because
Um,
if I choose, I'm gonna raid the hentai streamer. But you know,
Yeah, raid them. Twice is saying mommy with a question mark.
mommy. All right, bet we'll raid. No, we're not raiding Melody. We are raiding
was gonna say
Aurora
something and- come on.
Maki. I forget. Well, Aurora. I forget how to pronounce her last name.
Oh, yeah. Reasonable. Am I not a wholesome VTuber? Is Joseph not a wholesome VTuber?
Oh, I'm fucking not. I am
Wow.
very far from being wholesome.
Wow.
Here, if you want to raid them too, here's the name.
Okay, let me see. Wha- Over here?
Yep.
Okay.
Joe is a
Oh,
DGen,
yeah.
100%. I am 100% a DGen. But all right, thank you for stopping in for this this heart-to-heart conversations we've had.
Yeah, it's good.
We'll be back Sunday together.
Yeah.
I don't know when PD's streaming again. But
Either tomorrow or Thursday. I'm not sure yet.
yeah, I'll probably stream Wednesday and Thursday for some Kingdom Hearts. We'll see though.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Yeah, thank you everybody for coming out.
yeah, thank you for the stream and thank you for the gifted subs.
Yeah, thanks for the follows and thanks for the gifts to Joseph, y'all.
So, we're gonna raid Aurora and enjoy how cringe and horny she can get. But anyway, until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.
Bye.